When you're down, you need to get angry, get pissed,
and then call the police.
This is going to be the Crossroads 2026 breakdown.
It's hard work, but somebody had to do it.
Like 20 people thanked Richie for his service on
God,
Saturday.
that's so funny.
I think more than 20 people thanked Rich for his service.
People from my team were doing it.
I'm not going to go too deep into it, but I met.
Can we talk about it?
I unironically met Dick in real life.
How did you feel to look in the mirror?
People were like, "Oh, this was great," and it would be like, "I'd be like, guzzle your wiener. You got to get back out there."
Your CP was so good it deserves a TED Talk.
I feel like the next podcast needs to be at Brian's CP.
Dude, it was that nice.
Right.
The next podcast can be from my pool deck while we're drinking and barbecuing.
There are rules, Brian. Rules were made. They're broken occasionally.
We were homeless for a reason.
But rules are made.
I know it.
Oh, we're good. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, no, we're good.
I thought you were doing something. Hi, everybody. Welcome to another edition of Zulu 24 podcast. As always, I'm joined by Anthony from Shadow Force, Jordan from Zulu Outdoor. Also, special guests. Guests. It's like octopus. It's right. We've got Dylan from Zulu, Brian from the ARF.
Arf.
And then Hunter, well, and also Anthony.
You said that already.
Yeah, from the AFF. You know, in hindsight, I should have made those acronyms. You know what it is? When I wrote the event originally, like everything was written out long ways, and so I didn't think about the acronym. But then now the acronyms are so goddamn close, I'm positive people bought the wrong tickets. But anyway, this is going to be the Crossroads 2026 breakdown. First and foremost, I just want to say to Dylan and Jordan, great job. They put this thing together. I didn't have a hand in it. The only thing I did was mess up the roster. That was it.
Thank you.
It's a pretty big hand.
It's hard work, but somebody had to do it.
So how was the game, guys? Jesus Christ. Man, OPSEC is over, gentlemen.
Yeah, I guess.
OPSEC is over.
The game was great.
I think it was pretty great.
It was a decisive victory over there.
The decisive victory for the good guys. We made the bad guys fell down. Sorry, Brian.
No, that's fine. Right. The whole idea is when you fall down, if you don't pick something up while you're down there, it's a wasted trip. So, you know, you live, you learn, you move on.
Is that going to be on a live, laugh, love sign next?
No, that's something that, I mean, seriously, that's something that old mentor of mine told me in my teens.
Oh, now I'm the asshole.
No, it's okay.
Good job.
Idiot.
Yeah.
When you're down, you need to get angry, get pissed.
And then call the police.
If you see some big guys over there, don't be afraid to ask them for help. Be like, hey, can you help me out? You pretty big guys.
So,
Awesome.
you guys.
Doing good. Off to a great start.
Yeah.
Cool. I thought the game went pretty good, guys.
Yeah.
How about you?
All right. So the day started pretty smooth. I mean, admin-wise, everything was pretty good. Got people signed up pretty quickly. Through chrono pretty good. We started the game on time. But then the second the game started, problems happened. Both teams forgot their... resupply and mobile respawn crates in the staging area. Plus, I believe one of the mortar. No, the mortar went up.
No, there was just a miscommunication of where the mortar was.
The blank rounds.
Yeah.
That's what was left down there as well.
Yes.
Luckily, we were able to scurry down, grab all the stuff, move it back onto the field, and get it where it needed to be. And then the first Frago started.
I mean, instantly, right? So I don't even think my entire group had gotten to the initial staging by the time game was called. Yeah, you say that, but when you're dealing with 150 people walking through goat trails, all it does is take one slow mother, and it causes, the rubber banding effect that we all bang our face against our steering wheel when we're on the highway.
Yeah.
So
what you're saying is some of your team started outside of the spawn, like a bunch of cheating fucks?
No, if you look at the replay, you'll see a point where people are moving and people still go and then they go out.
I'm just fucking with you.
So
yeah, shit happens, man. but we always try to start in time.
Yeah, I did say we were starting at 10 o'clock with or without people.
And we started at 10 o'clock.
There's nothing to apologize about.
That's also why I was trying at like 9:45 when I walked over. I asked both of you. I was like, "Hey, are you guys like ready to step off? Like, are we good to go?" And you said you needed 5 more minutes. I'm sitting here going, "Oh yeah, we're still starting at 10." Yeah.
Yeah, we had chaos in the morning with people. Like, it was just trying to track down people, get them all, checked in and signed in. Like, they may have gone to the table, but then they were just like a poof of smoke and, like, okay. Like, I had probably like 20 people. At some point, I was just like, all right, whatever. We'll figure it out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There was a ton of people. Here, oh man, because I'm thinking about what you're saying, and I'm mentally redoing the roster in my head and marking people off and all this stuff. And there were so many fucking team changes in the last like 48 hours of the fucking pre-sale or whatever, that it was virtually impossible for me to give you, both of you, like accurate fucking rosters, because I was like, I need to make sure that the check-in roster, which is just alphabetical names, no squads or anything, I need to make sure that is good. And you guys have suffered for that, because I was just like, I just need to make sure that they get checked in, and then once they get to you guys, they can just figure shit out. Yeah. So it's probably what happened is a lot of people just like figure the fuck out.
Yeah, and like when I got the first iteration from you, I took it and broke it down into how I wanted the squads to be. And then like you sent me an update or two and like it was back in your original format. Yeah. So then I'm like at home with your list here and my list here trying to go through and get everybody back where it was.
I mean, I can just send you a list of names with team affiliation, and then you guys do what you're going to do. I just thought it would be slightly easier if I did that.
Big suggestion on any registration for something like that in the future, include a space for their Discord name.
Yep.
Yeah.
So much planning happened in Discord.
Okay.
Yeah.
Like,
No, I'm a boomer, dude. I hate Discord.
The Discord came in clutch this time.
All right, cool.
Yeah, so I had set up, through like a Google Workspace account that I have. Yeah. And I was sending emails, and like my email ratio was nothing. Like as far as response and communication, like 4 guys. Yeah. Everything else happened through like me like weaseling my way through Discords and trying to find people that way.
Live in the modern age.
That was like the first challenge I had was trying to get, obviously the high table guys I knew, the Crusaders I knew, but then Garf and RT6, I didn't know those guys prior to this event.
He knows them though.
Yeah, but
This is true.
it's well, in my defense, but no, that was the first challenge, was trying to get all the squad leaders together, and then from there it was just assigning all the solos and the duos and all the smaller teams.
I think what happens too a lot of times, they see, oh, Zulu's doing a game. Maybe they don't come to the what do they call it, the Milsom days.
Yep.
So they don't realize that we're building towards we're building towards a certain level of coordination with the teams that's a little bit above and beyond your normal pickup game. And they're just like, oh, cool, I'll go to that. Boom, buy their ticket, shut their brains off until 2 days before. And they're like, okay, let's go.
Yeah, like I'm reading the feedback and not jumping too far ahead, but I feel like there were players that showed up expecting like a shitball game when it was more organized and there was a lot more moving parts, which is why I'm going to say probably later on, if you don't interact with the game won't interact with you.
That's also true.
Yeah. And there were probably 30 or 40 players that had no fucking idea what was going on because they didn't read. They didn't go to a Milsom day. They didn't check any of the stuff that they sent out. They didn't get involved in the Discord or even via any of the emails sent out. They just showed up and were like, we're playing Airsoft, right, guys? And then had no idea what the fuck was going on.
If you're paying if you're paying more than $40 for a ticket,
yeah,
you're expecting something more, right? Yeah. In order for you to get the something more, you have to read about the something more or interact with the something more. You know why? Because that's something more. Because then you'll reap the benefits the day of, right? You're paying a little extra to do a little extra to get a little extra, right? So if you don't do that, then you're just wasting $35.
It's like foreplay. If you don't interact with the game's not going to tickle you back, and you're not going to have a great time.
I mean, I very much went over that during the safety brief and the game brief.
Jordan said the words foreplay during the game brief and the safety brief. He said, you got to foreplay. You have to cup the balls.
Good Lord.
Jesus Christ.
I don't know how long I can do this.
That's fine, dude.
Yeah.
We don't know how long we can listen to it.
This is really intense.
Eventually, I'm going to throw something at him. I don't know what yet.
Yeah.
So, I mean, speaking to the complicated and organization side of stuff, I was really trying to up that as far as organizationally on my side went, right? I was doing a high trust environment with platoons and platoon leaders. Maybe there should have been a little more hands-on at different times and places from me, but I was trying to give players the opportunity to do the thing that they said they wanted to do.
Sure.
In those ways, as like squad leaders and platoon leaders and stuff like that. I had a couple guys really. Everybody gave it their best, so I can't say anything there. But yeah, I should have been a little bit more hands-on, like around the guys. Maybe not micromanaging, but like, hey, here's almost like on the job training in a sense here and there.
Okay. All right.
But yeah, so
I had the exact opposite approach.
I said, "Be gone, kittens." No.
No, and I've said it so many times, and I'll say it again. When I got the first draft from you, I had Crusaders, High Table, Garf, and RT6. And Airsoft is just one of those things where, like, that unit cohesion, if you want to call it, the team and the bond building, like, it takes time. It's not a one event thing. So my thought process was, all right, let's take what these guys have already built. I'll give them some more manpower. They can kind of take them under their wings, and we'll see what happens. And for some squads it worked, some it didn't. But yeah, and then me and Anthony had our meeting with the squad leaders, and we were like, yeah, these are really big squads. I think my smallest squad was 25 people, and me and Anthony told the squad leaders, like, hey, break it down however you want. Let us know.
Yeah, like we had discussed, like, just us breaking the squads into fire teams, but ultimately we just decided, like, let the squad leaders do that if they want to. The only squad we had that I think was the challenge was our 5th squad, because that was all the stragglers.
What about Squad 3?
Squad 3,
Man, that was like the chirp of the day. Do you know where Squad 3 is? I was like, fucking, I would point at either the Crusaders or the High Table. I was like, just follow these guys for the next couple hours. You'll be fine.
For
squad
context, Squad 3 was like Evan, Alex, Joe, Eric.
Oh, that explains it.
it was Garf.
Got you.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So
they were.
They enjoyed their rotations. They enjoyed their snack break.
Yeah.
But the 5th squad, so all the other
Makes so much sense.
all the other squads we had High Table, we had Real Team 6, we had Garf, and then what was the other?
The Crusaders.
Yeah, the Crusaders. Yeah, that's right.
How could you forget? Yeah.
I'm sorry, bro. I'm just literally, it was a long day. Okay, leave me alone.
I bet you didn't know that Shadow Force actually originated from the Crusaders.
We did there was some cross training involved. I just don't want to talk about it.
Okay. So anyway,
Don't freaking ask. Okay, you always starting to piss me off. Our 5th squad though was all stragglers, so it's like, what are we going to do about this? Leading up to the event, one of the West Point cadets that I would do work with when I was at West Point, the tactics team. You were there for that one FTX. He's part of that. And he was like, hey, I'm home and I kind of want to play this Crossroads thing. And I was like, sure thing. So I like egged him on. He got his ticket and I was like, I'm going to make you a squad leader, future infantry officer in training. I was like, I'm going to give you an indigenous legionary force. And I got to say, Squad 5 was one of our most dependable squads.
Yeah.
He did a really good job. And that goes to show that, like, a good squad leader goes a long way. It's not about having a super tightly knit group. Case in point, look at Squad 1. High Table. Tom was crashing out. Yeah. Tom was like, they're not listening to me.
He had a full-on migraine by the end of the day.
Dude, there was one charge at Fuel Depot where we were like, we gotta get reinforcements at Fuel Depot. So it was like, okay, what do we do? Hunter is like, send Squad 1. So I was like, all right, Tom, you got to send Squad 1 over there. And he was like, they're not listening to me. And they saw he was getting frustrated and they just kept fucking with him by not listening further. And Eric Colton was in the mix too. So you already know.
For context, there is a photo of Tom holding a pistol sideways in the woods from that day. That is not aimed at the enemy. That is aimed at his own squad.
Yes. And it got to the point where like, I was like, all right, fuck it. They're not listening. So I just like, I ran up to Field Depot and I was like, just give me Andy. I just need, cause Andy has a saw. I was like, just get over here. And then as we're running into the tree line from CQB into Field Depot, I just hear Tom like, the XO shouldn't be fucking forward. He's like, the XO guys. He was
The veins on your neck are popping out when you do that.
yeah. So Tom,
The veins on my neck are popping out just thinking about that situation.
I told Tom, I was like, you're like a soccer mom with 26 kids trying to leave Disney World right now. It's like, you have the van door open and you're blowing a whistle and they're just not, you're like, herding cats is not enough. It's not enough to say that. You need a better description. But Squad 5, man, they were able to break apart and they were able to set up multiple sectors of fire, and then they were able to regroup and support each other. Like, so they were pretty good on their comms. They actually had an RTO, which was helpful because their squad leader, sorry, Tyler, I gave him one of my Baofangs, and his transmissions were like, the bomb has been planted. Like, I was like, you got to say it last, brother. I can't hear you.
Sounds like an MTA train.
My radios suck.
Yeah.
But we let them do their thing, and it worked out. It was
So it was neat to watch. So in the very beginning of the game, that tablet was up and it was the admin profile or whatever, so I could see like everybody. And it was like game on, a lot of movement. Hold on, I'm about to sneeze.
Pickles. Or is it cucumber?
goes in tight.
Must have been cucumber.
Bless you.
So at game on, there's a lot of movement happening, which you're like, oh damn, they're like guys are sprinting, and a lot of people using Ares, which is great. Probably great for the commanders. You know what I mean?
Got to see when they left early and went to Chili's.
Or their house right here. But then this like line formed, not where I thought it would form, but it was like this Civil War fucking line. And I looked at Angel as we were sitting down there. I was like, there's bedlam happening along this line. Like both teams just smashed into each other. And I was like, that happened I think at the last Milsom Day.
Yep.
Mm-hmm. And I remember walking through there and it was just like bodies flopping everywhere.
Almost in the same area.
Yeah, almost. Yeah. And I was like, damn, I want to be up there so bad. Like, couldn't do it.
So circling back to just like squad composition and stuff like that. I have like doing like the Milsom days and all of that. I've had a lot of similar experiences as like what Anthony was just saying with Squad 5, right? Even some of the stuff I've done with GGP, the random squads of guys. Sometimes it's better to have a full squad of randoms together with a competent leader than trying to add more to a group of guys that are who already do their thing. Sure. Right? Because there can be a dilution there, right? To the point to where your senior person or your senior people, now it's almost like babysitting
to them,
to those people. Yeah. And it can lower the effectiveness. I saw that happen with one or two groups of people that had a lot of guests show up for this one event. And it was just like, oh, you're not performing and doing like the same way that like I was hoping and counting on.
Yeah.
So I think it can go either way. It just depends on how motivated and how what baseline understanding the people have that you are adding to an already established group.
I think sometimes you can get away with it if it's two groups of people. Like two teams.
Yep.
You put two teams together, that's fine. They can work it's one squad, but they can work as two independent units, right? But yeah, when you throw in, I hate calling them randos because they're not randos. They're just like players, solo players, right?
Yeah.
Solo players, friends and family, whatever you want to call them.
I say stragglers because it is like just a group of two guys.
Yeah,
and then there's,
no, it's fine.
Then there's large.
I just don't want to piss anybody off by calling them randos. But anyway, it's just like, okay, so back in the day when I wasn't working on becoming 400 pounds and having the fire department cut me out of my house after I die.
Oh my God.
Life goals.
They call SeaWorld. I want them to have to call SeaWorld.
Oh my God.
You know, we used to do a lot of training out here, and Jinxie got fairly large at one point. We had like maybe 20 dudes or whatever, and we'd come out here and train, and it's like the typical airsoft training shit. We do some tree line stuff. We do some fucking open, you know.
The grenade throwing training was still the best.
Right? Like it needed
It worked
to happen.
out.
It needed to happen.
It worked out.
And so then you would go into the buildings, and you could tell who had been playing together longer.
Yeah.
Because the guys who had part of the core group of Jinxie, not saying that we're better, just saying that we played together more often, we didn't have to talk.
Right.
You could tell just by like a shift in the shoulders, like, okay, he's going that way. And this sounds like we're trying to be Delta Force. It's not. It's just because we're around each other.
It's
so
familiarity,
much.
man.
That's all it is, right? So now you take that and you add in 4 people that have never played with you whatsoever. Like, and it's hard as the main group to not just be like, okay, peace out, right? Because they're a wrench. They're kind of a wrench in your machine sometimes. And we can all sit here and be like, no, we're supposed to bring them in but
There's times and places for that. And something like Crossroads really isn't.
It's an in-betweener, but
Yeah, but maybe it is.
like,
You know, maybe it's the 3 times that you get to see your best buddy, and
Right.
you know, and you want to have
and
a good
run
time.
hard.
You know, so
and run hard.
there's
you know?
there's so many different ways about it, but like it's not like a special forces elitist type of thing. It's just like you were saying, it's a familiarity thing.
Yeah.
Like I recently ran into a guy that I went to an event with, and it was like the first time we were hanging out. And it's like 2:00 in the morning, and he turns to me and he goes, "Dude," he goes, "the mannerisms and the things that you say remind me so much of X that it's scary."
Yeah.
And I was like, "Yeah, dude, we spent every other weekend together for 11 years. Like, you know what I mean? Like all day, every other weekend together, doing stuff.
Yeah.
You know, like personalities cross and mesh and mix and become weird, and you know, and that's really should be the goal of any group of people, is you just want to be hanging out with a bunch of guys you like doing silly things."
I'm starting to realize that men just want one thing, and it's disgusting. And it's
We don't kink shame.
we're tribal as fuck. We want to be part of a group, and we want that group to excel, and we want our worst member of that group to be better than the next group. You know what I mean? And that's for everything. It's for everything we do, man. It's basketball. It's fucking airsoft. I mean, airsoft times 100, right? Like that's what we want. And so when we do it or achieve it, even though we failed 99 times that one time that we fucking achieve it, we're just like, hell yeah, you know, high fives all around, you know, done for the day type shit.
Yeah.
And that's what Milsom Day was trying to do, like leading up to this. And I think outside looking in, you know, I saw everybody walking off the field, and I saw everybody's faces, and they looked like they had been through some shit.
Yeah, we put them through the ringer.
And it was actually a beautiful day.
My face actually
best day
went
for
through
yourself.
quite a bit of shit. My face was covered with a lot of shit and
A lot of face paint.
a lot of face paint. And let's just say I was very well concealed in the wilderness.
Thanks, Anthony. You know, everybody come off the field, they were just like, this was fucking awesome. You know what I mean? Like, and that's the end goal. You know, everybody worked together to achieve something, regardless of what that something is. And it was cool. And I think Milsom Days did their job. I think you guys did a fantastic job putting together Crossroads, and it fucking came together, man. But I don't know. I was in the parking lot.
This is what I have to say. Before Milsom Days, it was just an idea, and we were like, "Oh yeah, Milsom Days would be cool. Like, I'd want to play a Milsom Day, like a more, whatever." The whole point of doing it was because of bad experiences with Zulu ops in the past, where we'd have a CEO like walk off during the day, like that, and that team instantly is gonna lose the second the CEO walks off.
Yeah.
So it was trying to, like, you know, for lack of better words, groom the player base and cultivate, you know, a group. It's to groom the player base to do more Milsom things and to get used to that chain of command and structure, and also to find COs. So in some sense, like Hunter and Bryan, you guys were groomed to be COs through the Milsom Days, with the goal being that when Zulu ops happen, we have good, reliable COs, and like that that had a lot to do with why the event ran so well. That and Blood Diamond that we just had, and that was the whole point. And it did its thing. And through the Milsim days, we had all those mechanics in it. I say you guys added all the mechanics to it. It wasn't just a medic system that was a little bit more complicated. It was like, fuck, now we got this mortar system. Now there's this like EOD. Now there's this JTAC. Ares was just, Milsim days were a test bed to get Ares to run well and figure out the best way to use it.
Oh, don't be fooled. We still have a lot of Ares. Don't worry about that.
That's a really big Ares problem, I gotta say.
I got shit. That's
I'm we should cut down those power lines. They will be getting in the way of the cell signal.
That's not Ares' fault.
It's not their fault, but we could blame them. It's their fault. But yeah, like this event was just like the culmination of all the good mechanics that were tested out in Milsim days and worked. It was the culmination of the etiquette and player expectations from the Milsim days that worked and stuck. And then the cherry on top was the mag restrictions, limited saws.
Oh, that really. Actually, well, you guys all played, but what do you guys think about the mag restrictions and the LMG restrictions?
I think the mag restrictions are fun. I honestly didn't feel the saw restrictions as much as I guess it would have been hoped for.
Mm-hmm. I mean, I think it worked perfectly because you couldn't have them. What nobody did is put them in one squad and move them around. But at the same time, it wasn't like there was a saw everywhere and suppressing. Like, it was nice that they were confined to just 4 tickets.
I almost felt the saw restriction more in like the planning phase, like putting my squads together. It's like, okay, they have a saw. My 5th squad did not have a saw. So then I was trying to balance like, all right, maybe I'll pull a EOD or a JTAC from first since they have a saw gun or so on and so forth. But I agree. I think in the game, maybe the players felt it more, but me as the CEO, I don't feel like I felt the saw restriction as much as.
Yeah, it's interesting, right? Because there's a part of me that's like, we could have done it without any. And I definitely don't think that that's what you were going for, because it almost, I don't know what the magic sauce was. There was something that was something that was missing a little bit.
Texas.
Texas is where the idea came from.
Right.
Yeah. Because that played very well.
Well, but I think also because you were dealing with such more limited for ammo.
Yeah.
So even with the limited magazines and all of that stuff that was going on, the actual impact of only having 4 saws, like, first of all, I know all the guys had saws. You guys did great, but it was almost like I didn't need any of those saws.
Yeah. Just because you had big squads, or because
I did? Oh no, I didn't run big squads.
Yeah.
I ran 10-man typically, for spread out between 3 platoons and like a 20-man, like kind of QRF mortar crew guys.
So I'm actually surprised that both of you, or not one of you, did this. If it were me, I would have made a gun team. I would have put all 4 saws plus 4 riflemen and made a gun team, and that would become a company level asset. And I'd have been like, okay, next Frago's this. Let's get the gun team in place. Like that's how I would have employed it. So I'm actually surprised because
you would have been looking at the Fragos early. Because how would you know how to get them in place before?
Well, okay, whatever. Whatever.
Hey, he got you there.
If you ain't cheating, you ain't trying.
My
That's not true, by the way. Don't cheat. No, but I would have made a gun team to magnify their effect. You know what I mean? Because if you take a saw and you just put it in a squad over here and a squad over here and a squad over here, that one squad has that one ability to go full auto. But what if you had 4 dudes all facing the same direction, all giving suppressive fire? Now that effect becomes magnified times 4. And yeah, it's a target, but that's why you put a little security team with them. And
so, I mean, that's what I did with the platoons. Like I almost had it as like a platoon element, right? A platoon level element. Because I had them split out between, and they were being utilized by that level of command in their area of responsibility. So I think we're almost there. We like organizationally, like I said, I had hiccups, but if like the whole idea is like to grow everything together,
sure.
Like I I went too complicated too quick. And I think I missed it by about 4 months, to be honest with you.
Missed it by this much.
Four Milsim days.
I feel like the only concern with stacking all your saws into one element is like one well-placed mortar round with that event.
Oh yeah.
Gone.
Well, that's why when you emplace them, they're appropriately spaced. I mean, the way I think about it is, okay, now Marine Corps rifle or line companies, all I know, right? So when you have your weapons platoon, they've got gun teams, and those gun teams are completely separate from squads and platoons or whatever. And it's like whoever the ground force commander is at that time, they get to take that gun team and put it here. You know what I mean? And they have to employ it. So they have to do the math. They have to do the hard thinking of what if a mortar round comes in and all that stuff. Like they have to protect them, but the gun team just says suppressive fire there. You know what I mean? I would have tried to do that. Would it have worked? Who knows?
I thought about it. It was one of the things that like I had been going back and forth with a lot. And for me, right, to centralize such capability to try to maximize on it, like you said, it turns it into a target. And again, what I was going for is I wanted assets to be able to be used more flexibly, you know, but yeah.
See, I imagine that the squad, like, okay, for instance, we need to take this next area. Hey, this is squad 4, CO, can you send the gun team over? Stand by, let me see what their current tasking is. Yeah, okay, you got the gun team's en route. Gun team gets there, lays waste to everything in front of them so that squad can maneuver. Once that squad's in position, gun team comes back for retasking. You know what I mean? That's how, perfect world. We all know how that works, herding kittens and everything. That's how I would have tried to do it.
You're also asking each one of those people to be split off from the group of guys that they normally play with, because every single one of the saws that I had was with a group of people.
So that maybe that's a preface that needs to be made before the tickets or whatever is like, hey, if you buy the potentially, who knows, right? Because you can run your teams however you want. Maybe it's like, hey, this isn't a squad level asset. Like this is a platoon asset. So just know that if you want to run, an LMG, or maybe we'll just say you have to be an MMG, you are a company level asset. So you're going to be part of this fucking group, and that group gets tasked down however the commander sees fit.
Give me a reason to make MMGs here a thing, and I would love to use that as a company level asset. Right. And then I would do a mad minute with some with something that was shooting much higher. Yeah,
like 450 or something like that. Yeah.
The only like out of the box thing that me and Anthony did was we put a JTAC with our recon team. I don't know. I felt like a good move at the time. I don't know if it was as beneficial as we thought in game. But we also had pre-planned targets set up with Dylan and the refs that I wanted the recon teams to be the ones to see the triggers and initiate them. But that's a separate conversation.
So recon did really well, huh?
Ours too.
Yeah.
I had four guys that 2 of them were my recon at the last Milsim day. All cards on the table. When they asked me at the Milsim day, hey, we want to be your recon, I kind of looked at them real quick and I was like, I had a judgment. I did. I had a judgment. They were definitely kind of like, they reminded me of indoor players like in Long Island.
Okay. All right.
Right.
Yeah.
And I agree. I can tell you what, I've never been more happily wrong about an initial judgment, to the fact that like those 4 guys at Crossroads were somehow everywhere and nowhere and getting stuff done. Anything that I asked them to do all day, they would just be like, hey, we found this thing. And it's like, I'm like, okay, thanks, man.
I couldn't believe they found certain
What'd they find,
props.
Brian? What'd they find?
They literally came back with like crates of stuff, like just like all over.
No, I mean the info package that we left out there for you.
Oh yeah. They found one of those.
That's right. I heard there was some.
They almost died for it.
Some sabotage.
They did. They were really upset because they like crawled through grass and enemy fire to get this manila envelope that they saw. And they brought it back and they're like, this is important, right? And I'm like, no. I already got one of these before. It's just propaganda.
It's like disinformation. I think that's amazing, by the way. I think that's fucking such a cool thing, dude. That's hilarious. Like, was it just a false Frago or something?
No, it was like it was just a meme. Like Elon Musk uses this for rocket fuel and go into space and
Doge to the moon.
I gotta say, I experienced when I was out there, I experienced more of your recon guys than saw gunners. I don't think I got shot at by a saw once, but I got domed in the head.
Oh,
like
shit.
I got domed in the back of the head. I was on top of mosque, and it came from Fuel Depot. I had no idea. I had no idea who or where. I don't know, but I got domed. Did you have Adrian on your team, or was Adrian with us?
He was with you guys.
Adrian was with us.
I had a couple.
He's the only one I know that could do that.
I had a couple of guys that they were like, hey, we're normally like, this is what we do, but we know that, you know that you want to run a squad and, kind of drive stuff and be as engaging as possible. So we're just going to shoulder our bolt actions with and then have our AEG on us. And they were doing stuff like that all day long.
I think your recon team got me at one point too, because it was pretty deep into the game, and my front line had been established, and I was walking from our respawn towards Castle, and I'm like walking, looking at Aries, I think I was on the phone with you, and I just feel think right in my plate carrier, and I look at him, it's just some dude wearing leaves, and the Castle's a window. And it's like all my whole team's up here, lines established, and these two dudes are just in Castle destroying my fob, shooting me in the chest. I'm like, oh. Okay.
We abruptly hangs up phone.
Anthony, I got to go.
We have to make the borders a little more visible over there. With the way Aries works.
It's weird.
It like they were like, we're in bounds. They showed me, and they were like, we were getting yelled at saying we were out of bounds, but on our thing it said we were in. They weren't familiar with the area.
That's partially my fault. Also, the clearing, like that's the boundary we've been using on Aries since Milsim Day started. I just have a blank file that has the field boundary with the staging area with Chrono all highlighted, and I import that and then restart it. I have to go out there and walk the boundary again.
But
but you walked the physical boundary though.
Yep, and that's why I questioned when that clearing appeared. I'm like, I walked the boundary. And I basically took screenshots with my grid where I was on Aries the entire time, and I made it along that grid, which is why I questioned how far close that came.
I think the cell signal really sucks as you get deeper down in the field on Aries. Like I feel like if you use Google Maps,
I did it with both.
Okay.
But also remember when we were in Texas, Bo called us and was just like, why is Jordan fucking
like 2 miles down the road at a different AO?
And I'm staring right at him. I was like, nah, he's right here. He's like, all right, just checking.
Yeah, that was really funny.
But I mean, all that to be said, right, is because that's kind of stopped the group and turned us around. But we ended up taking 2.5 squads with like what was left of what I had in second platoon at one point, pretty early in the game. Go all the way around through your respawn.
Yes, I saw that.
Into your CP, looking for your blank fire mortar, because we were going to try to blow it up like early in
which
the
you
game.
eventually did.
We eventually did. But like, so I was like, damn.
Dude,
but
I saw that.
They did work, man. They got all the way up and around.
I saw that on Aries because it was just like Civil War front line, like all the way across the field, like border to border. And then I looked and I was like, dude, there's like a fire team. Like
it was a little more than a fire team.
All the way up and down.
And did they like actually sneak into the CP, or was this that engagement at the CP where like there was a firefight?
No, they walked through it. They looked through your CP.
Really? Undetected?
Yeah.
Because later on there was an attack on the CP. This was towards the end of the day.
Yeah, I led that.
That was like guerrilla stuff. There was like small groups just making a bunch of noise, and then they fell back, and it was like, what the fuck was that?
Well, because we had to take C4 and blow something up in your CP for points, and that was at the same time where the objective was to capture the commander or kill the commander. And I was like, you know what? It's time to prove a point.
Yeah.
So I took like 15 guys, and we went that way. We were constantly engaging and dropping, buddy teams to watch the mosque. We get up to about, 50 yards away from where the white water tanks are, and we see people respawning, walking towards. And at that point, it was like, I was like, get to the get to the barrel. So we get up to there. The saw gets up, starts laying suppression fire. We had an engineer with us, so he took and moved the white container to space this big to send our EOD guy through, set the explosive. He ran back. We closed the door, and then we just bounded right out.
That's so fucking cool, right? Like
That is also the culmination of all of the fucking Milsim Day rolls.
all the rolls.
Yep.
Like he literally utilized all the
and
rolls.
I had no idea that happened.
I was
Dude,
on
it was
top
awesome.
of the mosque while that was all happening, and every time I tried to like get a peek as to what was going on, there was just like just shots going over my head.
Right, because we kept dropping essentially small security elements watching that direction.
Keep that corridor
as
open.
as the main. Yep, exactly, as the main thing. And then when we fell back, the guys that were watching would then fall into the rear, and we took like 2 casualties.
That's fucking awesome.
You know what's funny? When I did my op board with my squad leaders for enemy most dangerous course of action, that's what I put. That you guys sneak up that west side and just mow us down. And obviously it did work out, and it did happen.
I mean, but it was late. It was late in the game. We were banging our head in that corridor for pretty much 3/4 of the game, man.
I did call the police when it was happening. I got pissed. I called the police.
Help! I'm being assaulted.
Yeah. Right. Oh, can't say that.
I also distributed a lot of whistles on that topic.
Dude, I heard so many whistles.
The whistles were being used. Did you hear the whistles?
Yeah.
No, you didn't
Not
hear
me.
them?
Anthony, you were like, everybody blow the whistle. You're on the radio. Everybody blow their whistle. I swear, blow their whistle. Brian's going to hear it. And I'm like looking through my kit trying to find it.
I was like, let Brian know that we don't fear death, and we're just blowing whistles.
Dude, we had 4 saws, and I had that HPA saw attached to my buggy that was out there. At one point, one of the saws went down, and I was like, sweet. So now if any bad guys come over to buy my CP, like, I heard no whistles, but I heard a lot of people die from getting greased, getting slimed up by a saw and a buggy.
I was there for that.
Yeah.
You guys had fired a kinetic mortar at Fuel Depot, and you killed Andy.
Did I?
Yeah,
No, that was one of the blank fire rounds.
it was. So
Yes.
I heard 2 things. I heard that
I
it was
have
blank
the-
fire or it was kinetic.
I have the clip because I was going to also send it to you and be like, no, Mike trying to break a rule, because you yell or you hear Dylan yell incoming. You watch Mike go to reach down between his legs, and before he can grab whatever it is, it goes off and it's right underneath Andy's ass.
Okay, so that was blank fire.
It was blank fire.
All right.
I watched Dylan do it because we were listening to the grid come over, and I look at Dylan and he's like, oh, that's right here. That's right on the outside of the Fuel Depot building. And I'm like looking at the 50 dudes from your team, and I'm like, oh, this is going to be wild.
So what hit Andy's ass was like the tagging that the refs
Yeah, I
dropped for the.
tossed
it
it
was
like
a
this, and
EG
it,
Mark V.
it landed and just rolled right under his ass cheeks and blew up under his ass.
Here, I have the video.
You see how the
Yo, what a good death.
Yeah, great death. But I was going to give Mike shit because what do we say in the safety brief? Don't pick up, jump on, try and throw back any
Right.
kind of grenade.
Yeah.
And you watch him do that, and it goes off right before his hand gets to it.
Ah, if he got his fingers around that, that'd be bad, dude.
you can see everybody. That the hardest part about that mortar is trying to be inconspicuous with your grenade. So you're walking up as a ref like, I'm sorry, incoming. But the whole time everybody's staring at you because they're like, what is he doing? Why is he acting so fucking weird?
I felt so bad because another moment of Brian mortaring your team down in the helicopter. I'm walking over, prepping the grenade I'm about to throw. And they're like, hey, Jordan, you dropped something. I turn around. I'm like, oh, I did drop something. Thanks, guys. And I hear one of them go, it'd be really awkward if that grenade was actually for us, as I'm just yelling incoming and throwing it at him. He's like, fuck.
That's always the downside to any sort of. Okay, so I came from the paintball world many years ago. We played up at West Point. They used to do the Combat Classic and all this shit, right? It used to be mind-blowingly awesome, dude. All the cadets would have blank fire saws and M4s, and they'd be throwing RD sims, right? And the RD sims were artillery simulations, right? And so you got trained in your head like, oh, there's a member of staff sitting in a spot where he's like getting shot up right now. Why is he there? Fast forward about 10 years, right? Discover Airsoft. I went to my very first Airsoft event, which was Lion's Claw,
Northern Lights?
Northern Lights.
Yep.
Very first one, right? Actually, we had to wear berets for that one. That was part of the uniform. It was really wild. Yeah, it was wild. Anyway, my cousin my buddy CJ and I find ourselves in the one little bit of like patch of trees between like 4 different buildings, and we are murdering the fuck out of people. They just can't surmise that in this mount environment, anybody would be hiding in the woods. Like, that's silly. Why would you be in the building? They could not fucking find us. We're sitting there like reloading each other's mag, like we are getting some, right? For a long time. And then we see a staff member just casually walk over, and my cousin goes, "Dave, you know what that means. We got to move." And I was like, "No, they don't do that in Airsoft." Like, they don't do that in Airsoft. Literally 3 seconds later, they didn't even have any like pyro or anything. They were just like, "Hey, you guys are all dead." Like, and my cousin was just like, "Dude, see, I freaking told you." And I was like, I was like, meanwhile, this is my first event. How the fuck would I know if they fucking do that?
Fucking lame.
But well, they were like, "Hey, you guys are like affecting the game right now. Like, this position is so strong that like we have to get you out of here, or the other team's gonna like quit."
Let them.
That's it. That's the only thing I hate about. That's the only thing I hate about the blank fire mortar is that it does require that.
Yeah.
It does require that. And if there was a way to launch awesome projectiles that fly really fucking far, safely, then we would do that.
We're getting there.
That thing's getting close.
I have ideas.
We're getting there.
I got to make a drive to Watkins Glen to pick up some bird cannons.
Oh yeah. But I guess we're calling it the kinetic mortar. How was the end user experience with that?
It was awesome. I think Dylan and Jordan were there. I think Tom from High Table got the first official
He did.
kills with it, and it was like
He got
super high angle.
He got the first round.
it was
He fired it from the center of the Connex Fortress out.
Oh shit.
into the
Into
between
lower
the two
field.
connexes towards the lower field. It was like straight up, straight down.
Oh,
Dylan's
God.
like, yeah, you got
It
fucked
landed
there.
right here.
Yeah.
It if it was Tom's round, it landed right here and it killed all of us. It was perfect.
Yeah, it was awesome.
It was like a 40-second hang time.
Yeah,
Yeah, it was quite a bit.
Yeah. Because I have the clip from it. It's straight up out of the Connex box, trying to hit these two down here. You hear it go bang. Dylan walks over. He's like, "There's 5 dead dudes there now."
You guys could hear the whistle and everything on the other end.
Oh yeah.
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 The best part is so they were trying to hit me with it when Jordan was trying to get it all fixed with the O-rings. So I'm standing on that end of CQB, and when they fire it, you hear it whistle, but then it hits the apex and it goes quiet. So you're like, "Was that at me?" And then you hear bang.
Yeah.
Nice.
It was working very well.
Good. I was a little worried that the 209 primer would have been too quiet with the sounds of Airsoft for people to even notice.
Yeah.
But I guess that wasn't a factor.
No, when at the end of the game, we were shooting the kinetic mortar from Castle again, and Anthony was up on Mosque, and he called me on the radio, and he's like, "Yeah, I can hear you guys fighting, and I can hear the mortar, and blah blah blah."
Dude, I was looking at it from the top of the tree line, and you just like hear the dunk, right? Because it does like that guy dunk, and you see it go, and it's like gone. And then like a second or so later,
Oh,
Nice.
right on your phone.
Nice.
Onto the table.
under the table. You know,
Better than a strawberry shortcake.
Sticky icky.
I'm gonna have to call the police. That just pissed me off. Yeah, like a couple seconds hang time, then you just hear it go bang, and I was pretty far away from it.
Cool.
So it's about as loud as an EG frag,
I think that's the other thing too. We
which is good enough.
we got to find something different. It's like audibly different for the
know.
blank fire mortar, to kind of signify. You know what I mean? Like,
We could just use artillery sims.
Just take the mortars that you launch on 4th of July, just light one and throw it at the feet. We used
That's not a
put
fire
off a lot.
hazard.
Well, a fire hazard. B like this. Those are violent.
Yeah.
We used to buy a ton of those when we were teenagers.
Yep.
And we would make snow forts, and then we would shoot them at each other in the snow
So
forts.
incredibly
Fuck
dangerous,
yeah.
dude.
Having had one go off next to me, and I mean like next to me at Benghazi. So there's a funny story from Benghazi. Dave is not new to wiring up cool pyro. Benghazi, all of the buildings in the GRS compound, this is the one in West Virginia, were wired up. And it was like 1 a.m.
Yeah.
They were supposed to be going off because our blank fire mortar was off on a ridge somewhere. So you're supposed to hear the bang, someone yell incoming.
That sounded odd. That
It
gave
was
me chills,
dope.
actually.
But one of them failed to fire. So Dave was just like,
Evan.
yeah.
It was Evans.
And Dave was just like, "Nah, fuck it, whatever." And he lights one and just throws it off the Connex box he's standing on.
Because like I had built a switchboard. And so I had the switchboard inside of a Connex, like a second story Connex. And so I'm listening for the doomp, which it gave me chills every time I fucking heard it, because I've heard it overseas and it sounds exactly like that. And then I'd count whatever it was, 10 seconds, whatever, turn it, boom, and I'd flip a switch and one would go off. And I knew that they were going to throw like 5 rounds at us or something. So I get to number 4 and nothing happened. So I'm like flipping the switch, but I had extra right next to me that I had already prepped just in case. And so I'm sitting down at a table like this. The door to the Connex is right here. So I literally just light it and toss it out. And apparently Jordan was right underneath there when he was
Standing
running
right
past.
there. My helmet camera is on, so I'll pull up the footage and show you at some point.
What's up? I didn't see you down there, dude. You all right? Yeah, I'm good. It was cool as fuck.
I just look and go, oh shit. And I turn my head and it's just sparks coming over my helmet camera. Dave leans over and goes, Jordan, are you okay? And I was like, yep, I'm good.
Yep. What?
I kind of imagine Dave over by there like as Danny McBride from Traffic.
Put some Tiger Balm on this jungle's nuts.
Wow.
Thankfully, I had contacts on. Otherwise, that would have been really violent.
They're violent. Yeah, they are violent. And I do like using them for effect away from players.
Like
up high.
elevated.
Yeah. Like some of them put off really good sparks. Like there's a red one and a yellow one that are like beautiful. But then there's other ones that like have crackles and stuff. And like, I don't really want that.
Yeah, no.
We were degenerates, man.
We all
that's
did.
just
We
childhood.
we would take those things, we would light them and throw them in each other's cars when the windows were down while the people were inside of them.
So in Florida, before they put in a new subdivision, the first thing they do is they wrote the roads and then the water mitigation system, right? So you've got all these culverts and trenches. You've got flat open ground with trenches. So of course we're going to be in there having trench fights with bottle rockets, M80s.
Yep.
And we didn't have the mortars, but we were like, it's like you could launch a bottle rocket horizontally through those culverts and they would fly so straight. Like, dude, you're like, fuck. Oh man.
We used to party at a place we used to call the Compound when I lived down in Florida. It was there was a development in the 80s that was like supposed to be a whole town. Just outside of like all the corporate townships, whatever. But in Florida, there's really no state police. It's highway patrol, and then you have the sheriffs. Well, we were so far down that the nearest sheriff was well over an hour away. Dude, we used to like race cars down there.
Yeah, dude.
Like people's cars would just like stop working. We'd flip them over and set them on fire.
Jesus Christ, dude. Sounds like a peaceful protest.
Every once in a while, an airplane would come fly real low at night.
Duffel bag would fly out.
And then everybody was like, it's time to go.
Yeah, it's time to go. Or check that duffel bag.
No thanks.
But
Anyway, airsoft.
Back on topic with the mortar, I will say your mortar team fired like 8 rounds at me, like in the area I was in. And it took me a second to realize, oh shit, the thing I created is being shot in my direction. This is cool as fuck.
So they loved it.
Oh yeah.
The Rick Lane, who sucks, by the way, was a mortar man. I love Rick.
First and last name.
Yeah. Well, I yelled at him as I was driving in. Rick Lane sucks. So if you see Rick, tell him he sucks.
we'll bleep out his last name.
No, don't. Rick Lane. Rick Lane. He sucks.
Speaking of,
I'm going to make a t-shirt that says Rick Lane sucks on it. So
I think he's okay with it. He watches the podcast. But also, speaking of people being there that we were going to say egregious things about on the podcast, like 20 people thanked Richie for his service on
God,
Saturday.
it's so funny.
Thank God.
It's so funny.
I think more than 20 people thanked Rich for his service.
At least
That's
20 that
amazing.
I know of.
People from my team were doing it.
I thought Rich was not going to show up.
Me too.
Because he wasn't, like, as the hectic morning trying to get everything set up, like, the game started on time. I was late. I spent like the first 30 minutes at the respawn just getting radio set up, getting everything set up, making sure that we had backup saws lined up
I
for our
heard you were
saw
up till
gunners.
3 a.m.
I was.
Yeah.
I may have had something to do with that.
Yeah.
No, not really. It
The
was
first time I saw Anthony, I looked at him and I was like, Anthony, I'm so glad to see you're awake.
I was getting my stuff set up because it was like,
You don't even know who I was.
dude, so the fact that I even forgot that Crusaders was one of the squads is like me still having brain fog from how little sleep I got. Like it was just that weekend was a beautiful blur. Saturday was beautiful. I don't remember everything. I don't remember every little detail. I just know I had a good time. But I was just getting stuff right. I got Josh's saw ready. Like that was like a week of working on that gun. That was a special build.
I still want to see the semi-auto saw go away, but go on.
Dude, he used up most of a 68 cubic inch tank, and he was like at 9,700 shots. That's like almost 10,000 rounds out of a tank with this Wolf engine in it. And we talked about the Wolf on the podcast before, but like this is a cool follow-up. Like that engine, and that was stock factory settings. We didn't even optimize it for air efficiency.
And now that we can fill to 4,500, we can actually do that kind of test.
Yeah, and the big thing on that one is we put a selector switch on it. So he's running around shooting semi and then full auto and then like, so he had a grand old time with it.
He ran past me at one point in the mosque and he was shooting semi-auto with a saw, and it like took my brain about 12 seconds to process what I'm looking at. And I was like, oh, that must be the saw that Anthony was very happy about the selector switch. Oh God.
Yeah.
So look, I sent this picture to Rich because I was like, oh, he's not coming. I sent this picture to Rich.
You sent that to me too.
Yeah.
It was his name on the sign-in sheet, not crossed out with a sad face next to it.
Face. And then all of a sudden he texts me back. He's like 5 minutes out.
Yeah. So during the hectic morning, he texts me and is like, hey, I just woke up. And I was like, you son of a bitch. And I went to Walmart earlier in the morning and I got him a Lego set as a gift because I wanted to give Richie Lego sets like in the middle of an intense firefight. Like we're getting shot at. I like to just hand him little like here's a flower, little Lego set. Like here's a little
put it together right now.
Yeah. I got him like a pink pony.
For Hunter, there's like multi layers of stories to why this is a thing. We'll go over it later.
Yeah. I gave him one at Milsom West and I built it for him too while he was snoring. It was a great time, but
You built another man's Lego
Snoring or
set.
shaking the earth.
Yeah.
You built another man's Lego set. What's wrong with you?
It was like an
What's wrong with you?
MTV.
It
like,
was a cassette
It was a cassette, and I wrote like I think like Red Drink Rich 2020, whatever the year
on
was.
one side, and on the other side it says "fuck ass mountain."
Yeah, yeah, that was Mount Fuck Ass. But then Rich eventually showed up like more than halfway through the day. While I was dealing with, I'm not going to go too deep into it, but
Can we talk about it?
I unironically met Dick in real life. Like it was the most like.
How did you feel to look in the mirror?
Ironically, I, who plays Dick, met unironic Dick in real life. So while that's happening, Rich is coming up on the field, and I was like, Squad 1, Tom Squad really needs some morale because they're not listening to him. So I was like, we got to send a Red Drink Rich over there. And he went and he did the whole like, we got to go, guys. Hey, man. So he did that. Squad 1, and everybody was thanking Rich for his service. Circle right back to that. See,
yes.
I see it comes around.
It comes around.
It
It's
came
full
around.
circle.
It came around. He did it.
Somebody did it like right at the very end of the game.
Yeah,
everybody's walking off. And one
Well,
guy,
not
even that
oh,
long.
shit.
Everyone on our team, not everyone, but a lot of people on our team were thanking Rich for his service as they ran into him during the game. And then at the end of the game, when everybody's walking off, everybody on your team that didn't see Rich until that moment, they were all pretty much like in line, shaking his hand, thanking him for
Somebody
his service.
stopped me during the "thank you for coming here, let's do the raffle," and they were just like, "I just want to point out Richie's here, so Richie, thank you for your service." Everybody starts clapping. Oh, 10 out of 10. dude.
Speaking of meeting Dick in real life,
Oh my God.
the one thing that I do want to say is I didn't really have any negative interactions.
I only had
Very
one.
I think that was the
or
only
very,
one.
very little.
Okay, so
I only had one. Everything else was perfect. It was like AMSX or North Korean capitalism. It was like everybody was paid to just be great sports and be fantastic. Well, this one guy, admittedly, it was his first time playing at Zulu, and looking at the roster after getting his name and stuff, his name wasn't on it. I'm pretty sure he was one of the dupe, where he had like two names on the roster when somebody got a ticket for a friend. I think his friend brought him. His friend was very polite and was whatever, but I just had that one bad interaction, and it was literally the Dick skit. We literally made a skit on it. It was a self-fulfilled prophecy.
Yeah. Oh God.
And I know how to play Dick. I honestly, in that moment, I didn't really know how to handle it. I was I'm trying to be nice right now. Like, I'm really trying to be fucking nice. I'm being so courteous. I was like, I was offering snacks and water. I was like, it's hot. And I had to get staff up there.
every card on you. I'm a grown ass man.
Do you know me?
I thought he was going to I literally thought, I was like, if this guy gets back up on the field, he's going to fucking assault somebody. But it didn't happen.
Turned out he was actually tired because he sat there, because I was there for a while keeping an eye on him, because I was like, once he gets up, I'm going to follow him for a little bit, see if he fucking pisses people off or gets pissy. And
who has to take their iPro off to take a piss? That's it. I'm done.
If he's clearly
I got to dress down to take a piss.
He's clearly-
This guy goes into a public restroom and just gets butt ass naked, and then he's like, then I can pee. But the crazy thing is, he still uses the urinal. So he's not going into the stall. He just pulls up between two guys and is just like,
never pissed with a hat on. Never pissed with a hat on. Shirt up, holding it with his chin, pants down to his ankles. Every time. Shoes
like a
off.
4-year-old boy. You know?
when I so this is always well if I make it when I get to a certain age, I haven't figured out what that certain age is yet, right? Because society keeps pushing that age back. I am gonna do shit like that. I'm just gonna be so old that
But we know
everybody's
this
just
wasn't
like,
that dude.
oh, it's okay. Like,
And just
that's
make sure you have a boner every time you do it.
that's just Dave. You're like, hold on, I gotta take a piss. Pops a blue chew.
For context for Brian, I don't know. Have they showed you the video?
No.
I will show you the video when we're done.
Yeah, it's blood boiling.
I tried so hard to be nice. And like, I only have a video because I had to get a video because when I called them, they didn't pick up. And I was like, staff probably has to be around this guy because it was just like so unreasonable. But like, I got to be honest, like 2023 villain arc Benghazi Anthony was like pulsing. Like I felt the old...
Oh, I could relate to that.
I am reformed.
Now,
I am officially reformed because
you were able to handle dick without becoming. Yeah,
I held him back.
yes. But for context on that might have been the only negative interaction for the day. There were complaints. Don't worry, because Dylan and I have been keeping track of it. Besides the fact that like him and I have complaints, like during the day, and this got squashed out immediately. Somebody on their team radioed that someone on your team, or a majority of the players that were at the embassy, were apparently just dying, not waiting their bleed out, going right back inside, touching the mobile respawn and getting right back into the fight. And this
I know what group that would have been because I only had like 2 groups at embassy all day. So
well, so here's the thing. This was at like 3:00 and I'm like, oh, cool. Awesome. Get on the radio, call Michael. He's like, hey, I'm standing right over the embassy on the hill. I'm like, is any of that happening? He's like, not that I know of. I'll go down there. He's like, that's not happening. So there was accusations of shit going on, but there wasn't anything egregious. Like nothing actually bad happened. Like even when we were as staff going, hey, what's all that yelling about? It was people just like doing airsoft.
yeah.
It wasn't Dick Incarnated coming back.
Yeah, I was literally about ready to go to the mat for both of the groups that I had at the embassy because I know who both of them are personally.
Yeah, no.
And that's not who they would have been.
Were doing
Even I was the wrong one. Like I saw a guy and I was like, so, okay. Technically, was he wrong? Yes, because you're not supposed to help with putting the tourniquet on at all. But like, does everybody kind of do it in some way? Like, do they like kind of do their arm? And when the guy tightens the tourniquet too loose and it falls right off and they run away, like, do people like tighten it? Yeah. So I think I saw that. But I said out loud while I was next to a guy, I was like, is that guy rendering self-aid? He's just like, he looked at me and he's like, doesn't matter. Just keep shooting him. And I was like, you're right. I was like, I'm a dick. I was like, I just had a dick thought.
But speaking of that, I had an interesting interaction over a Zulu tourniquet this weekend. So Dylan's dead. I'm medicing him. I take his tourniquet off. I get it just to being on his hand. So like his hand's out. I get it like this. I get shot. I stop. Dude looks at me. He's already dead. And he's like, hey, so I'm not allowed to help or assist or pre-stage my tourniquet, but it's on my fingers. Am I alive? I'm like, no. And he goes, do I have to take it off? And I'm like, hold on.
Ooh.
Good question. And then I stopped. I was like, no, you're not allowed to manipulate your tourniquet while you're dead. So leave it right there.
I guess. I mean, to the outside looking in, somebody would be like, whoa.
Yeah. So I stayed there and waited and was like, if another player comes over, I'm going to say, hey, you can finish that tourniquet. He started it, but you can finish it. But he ended up bleeding out and going back. But I kind of stopped. I'm like, we have never run into this
That's a very
situation.
niche.
Right.
Yeah, it's like
That's why I'm like, that's a new one.
I think we should all just play it out.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And
Yeah.
if everybody's adults, it'll work out just fine, you know?
But it was one of those like, shit, never seen that before. That's a new one.
But overall, great interactions, good crowd.
Yeah.
It was really like it was a really good game. I gotta say, it was the best home field Zulu op I think I've ever attended.
There you go.
Though I will say,
Period.
the old Benghazis were.
for anyone that has complaints or comments or feedback, put it in the Discord. We've been talking a lot about the Discord, but there's a feedback tab that Dylan set up. And the majority of the complaints right now are actually coming from your team.
What did I do?
No, his
It was-
team.
No, his team. It was
Really?
Fifth Squad.
Yeah, complaining about me.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
He gave us nothing to do.
it happens, dude.
Yeah.
Like you know some of the stuff I'm catching. So
Yeah. I'll take
Like,
what
I
I'm
don't
dealing
wanna
with
talk-
over
I don't
what you're
wanna-
dealing with.
I don't want to talk about that, but you know, it.
Yeah.
Well, I also I don't want to be super mean to the player base, but that's why I said we're going to circle back to this phrase.
But grow up.
No, if you don't interact with the game's not going to interact with you. A lot of the complaints that are in the Discord right now from his team, I can sum them up by saying it's a skill issue, dude. If you're using your radio issues during the day as a complaint to say why you didn't have a fun time at this game, that's a skill issue. If you're saying that you couldn't get in touch with your team commander, so you didn't know what was going on, so you only fired less than 150 BBs the entire game, that's a skill issue.
Yo, that's wild.
It's also like the goal kind of.
I don't think anybody had a hard time getting a hold of me.
Yeah, but that's like because there are people from his Fifth Squad that are in the Discord, and I'm like, I appreciate constructive criticism. I appreciate feedback where you're like, hey, I didn't like this, but I did like this, and maybe we could change this. But using your comms problems, your squad not being cohesive because they are just random players that get thrown into one squad, saying you didn't know what was going on with the game, it sounds like you didn't interact with the game enough. Because if you interact with the game and the leadership and the other players, and if at any point you found either one of them and just said, hey, what's going on? They would have told you what was going on. Staff shouldn't be spoon feeding you your objectives. This is an op that you pre-registered for.
It's more than an open play, brother. I'm not going to walk you to the respawn. You know?
Also, anybody on AFF that tried to like talk to me at any point in the game, if I shooed you away in a brief moment, it was because I was probably like on the phone with Hunter, having two radios chirping at me, and I kind of needed that info in that moment. It was not me shooing you away. It was me doing exo things.
Well, and I had to do that a bunch of time with players too.
I was full playing with the game.
Because there are multiple
cupping
times
the
where
balls.
him and I are trying to talk to each other on the radio, but we also have both of you on different radio channels while I've got a player trying to talk to me. And it's just like all of this overstimulation of trying to figure out three conversations at once.
So you had both staff and them on the same push to talk, right?
Right. So
So there was many times, and
Yep.
Angel and I were laughing about it. Jordan would be talking with Dylan on the staff radio, and then he'd be like, "Okay, I'm gonna let Brian know," and then he would say it on the staff radio.
Yeah, and then
Like,
because
wrong
I have
channel.
to press the other button because that fucking push talk really cool, but it's got like 7 buttons on it. If I press the wrong one, I just key up the same channel again.
Yeah, dude. Angel and I were laughing about it. We're like, "Oh, that was wrong."
Yeah, but it was really effective to have that set up during the day as long as I made sure I was transmitting on the right channel.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I just want to circle back to something, man. Good game, like for you, man. I don't take the criticism as it is, but you did, as far as I'm concerned, you did a freaking knocked it right out of the park. No matter what I tried to do all day, I just couldn't get it done.
No amount of
Because-
hot dogs could break the siege.
Well,
Best CP, by the way,
by the way,
Brian.
the hot dogs
Oh my God.
was one of the guys that was one of my platoon leaders. Like, I'm going to bring hot dogs. And at first I wanted to be like, no, you're not going to bring any hot dogs. And I thought about it for a second and I'm like, well, there's always the people that leave. And if I can prevent them from walking all the way back there out to here, like the ones that would, I'm not saying everybody does,
Yeah.
then I have a higher chance of retention. Because once they get over there, they're going to be like,
long walk back.
that's a long way back over to the other side of the field. And, people are like, oh, this was great. And it would be like, I'd be like, guzzle your wiener. You got to get back out there.
Your CP was so good, it deserves a TED Talk.
People,
That's how I put it. I enjoyed my time over. I'd be like, I'm going to go to Brian's CP for it.
well, I
Get
tried,
a hot dog,
I tried
maybe
to
get a soda, cold water. I
tried to
watch the motor go off a couple times, and then I'll go back.
I tried to organize it pretty, like in a way where I had communication and control. I had basically like a mortar pit set up, and then I had
And then
this,
hot dogs.
well, on the other side, right? And then I had the buggy with the saw watching the main MSR coming in.
It sounds like he had a chow hall.
We didn't have hot dogs.
It was I was telling Andy this, like, do I need to do all that stuff? No. It's cheesy.
No, but it's tactically smart.
But
cheese
people
dogs.
but everybody that
Loved
was
it.
over there, they loved it. It made them feel like, oh, dude, this is a thing, And that's why I want to do it. Like, I don't care if like the guys who do big super milsim stuff are like, oh, that's kind of, right? I don't really,
You're crazy.
I don't care about that. Like,
Not that there's anything inherently wrong with that viewer base. It is for the Zulu 24 podcast.
Well, but shut up, Anthony.
yeah, you're bleep that one, please.
I don't know if I have to believe that, but
In the planning phase, you're like, ugh, that's like charcoal. But in practice, when you come back to your CP after like
After getting your shit kicked in by Hunter and his murderers, and there's a hot dog and cold water,
dude, and your morale is starting to dip, and then you're like, dogs and fuck yeah. That's smart. That's like retention, dude.
again, no one should be saying that's lame. We made
That's crazy.
We did filet mignons wrapped in bacon at an MSW in the middle of the game.
With little pans and everything.
Pocket burgers.
Pocket burgers.
Pocket
fucking everything.
burgers.
We did breakfast tacos one time.
So it's like, you have that challenge where if they come off, it's
I
hard.
don't think I'm going to see him come
It's
back.
hard to get them back on. This one has the challenge of, well, staging's right there.
I can
right?
run down real quick.
real
and
quick,
get a
and real
bite
quick turns
to
into
eat.
fucking 30 minutes, because the snack bar's there.
Where's
and
squad 3?
everything. Yeah. I saw Evan a lot.
Squad 4 was Scarf.
Oh, squad 4, whatever.
I thought they were squad 3.
No, 3 was RT.
I'll get the roster.
That's 3 roster editions ago, dude. That doesn't.
Yeah.
That's not updated.
If your squad
up,
3
so.
was Real Team 6, I saw them all day.
Yeah, I saw them all day down here.
Really?
I saw a lot of them down here.
Oh, I saw
Yeah,
a
I
lot
think
of
he's
them on
right.
the field.
I think he's right.
I saw, okay, if there was one of Brian's dudes down here, there was 10 of fucking his.
I was trying to tell you that during the game because you felt like you didn't have a lot of retention on the field. I was like, dude,
I did.
Unless-
I felt
they were walking off the
my
little
numbers
field.
were dying, and I don't. It was weird.
No, like 3 o'clock.
I also think a lot of people were using Embassy to get back into the game instead of coming back to the CP.
Well, there was even more than that. It was because normally if I'm being a CO and I am essentially detached from the front line, I have a feel for even though I'm far away, I have a feel based on how certain interactions are going and how the battle space starts to develop and stuff like that. Like, it felt like I either didn't have enough people at different point to do any one thing. Even when I tried like doing like cramming 60 people into an area, or what should have been 60 people with like the way the stuff was organized.
Yeah.
It felt weird. Like I just always felt like I was lacking for something.
Well, if you're interested, Brian, here's my graphic I made for my plan.
It's just a bunch of lines.
I didn't make many decisions during the game, but I did at one point talk Hunter out of moving the fob. I was like, well, we need to have freedom to maneuver for people coming from respawns, bringing Monster Energy drinks and waters and BBs. Not BBs, but come back with their loaded mags after they die from the respawn. So we kept it where it was. But there was a moment where we were worried that you were going to take the fob in CQB. And
that would have been a haul for them.
you guys took the fob at CQB.
All right. Truth of the matter is like I said one word over and over and over again, and it was security. Because we would move into an area, we would at least make a foothold, and for whatever reason, people just weren't looking behind him. and then it would either be like the Crusaders or like guys that are just like murder balling moving.
Yeah.
And it would just be like, roll us up. And it was frustrating for me at different points.
I bet.
Because it was like, how many times is this going to happen? Like, please guys, take a minute, like drop 4 dudes, like just kind of looking in from the direction of travel that you came from, because Zulu is small enough that there is no place that is actually safe.
Yeah. Yeah, you can outflank, I mean, barring property lines.
Yeah, barring being on the other side of the lake.
That's still in play.
Yeah.
However, there's a video where they're hopping over that line.
Yeah.
And I was going to talk to Evan about that.
This one?
Huh?
Did we do it?
No.
Because we at one point had a squad go around.
No.
Okay.
But no, so when we were talking about moving our fob, you know, like a lot of times with Milsim days or events at Zulu, there's always like that kind of natural flip flop, And so we had just done the Fragga with the Chinook. So we were down in Newtown, and Tom from First Squad was calling me, and they'd been at African Village all morning. And I just called him, I'm like, hey, how you guys doing? And he's like, we're not doing so hot. And I'm like, okay, maybe we can go ahead and just, trigger that natural swip. Like we'll control that. They can take African, we'll assault embassy, and then now we'll fight this way. And then I called Anthony on the phone, and I'm like, hey, this is what I'm thinking. And he's like, I don't think you should move the fob, dude. And I'm like,
I kind of wish you did. Yeah. Because you doing that move would have, like, moving it down to.
He wanted to move it to Newtown.
Oh,
so yes, I would have. I guess I would want.
I was like, if we do that, he's going to have that whole west tree line. He's going to take Mosque, and then at that point,
you're fighting uphill.
Not only are we fighting uphill, but like, where's our egress from respawn to go down to Newtown? It's like now we've completely split our forces. Whoever's at Newtown is stranded, and everybody coming out of spawn now has to fight again for Mosque and CQB, and. That idea scared me.
Okay, so that's what I thought you were going to do, and my whole idea was to do like Alexander the Great's battle versus Darius at Aleppo, and have you essentially split forces, and then I was going to commit everything that I had right down the center.
Yeah,
that's why I didn't commit anything at the beginning of the game, because I was trying to make it seem like this was our main push, and that we were trying to go heavy down here to naturally create a drift and a split in your people. And then at that point, a force that was in reserve to try to drive a wedge as far up as we possibly could do to naturally create a separation between your team.
Yeah, I would have loved it that happened, because I set up the RPG and I kept watching Ares, and I was just like, come on, fight the city so I can go up there and launch this fucking RPG just for theatrical effect. But there was never a point. It was like always these guys down past that building. I was like, come on. And I even left the control box in the Connex box, because I was like, there'll be a curious fucking airsofter that'll just fuck with it and set it off. And that's just as good, right? Like, that's fine too.
Turns out it was Tom.
Turns out somebody shot the alligator clip. So
Hunter wanted to know if I had any like interesting things, but all I have left in this envelope are literally the rules. Like I put on our bulletin board like CCP rules, like CP rules, FOB rules, magazine restriction rules.
Oh, to be fair, there was a copy of that in both of your packets.
I wanted it posted up at the respawn so that if it ever came up, I could just be like that. If somebody asked me, like, because it's going to happen, they're going to ask. They're going to ask us, like, so, like, what's the bleed out for the medic or the tourniquet? What do I? And I'm just like, just read that. I put it there, so we're good. Yep. I can go back to doing sexo stuff, playing the game and cupping the balls.
No, I had another one of those, but I planned what I thought Brian was going to do. I didn't know if you'd printed that off.
Is it on the other side? No.
There's
So what did you think that I was going to do? Just out of curiosity.
I briefed my squad leaders that the most likely course of action is the enemy moves to secure key locations, African village, oil, and embassy, to allow freedom of maneuver in southern portion of the AO and to stage for follow-on assaults. So I planned for you to push African hard, and then oil, and then probably embassy. And I figured you were probably going to try to set up your FOB at oil or fuel depot. Sorry. At Fuel Depot. So I had pre-planned targets on that. I had 2 pre-planned targets for African, and then I think I had more pre-planned targets on Embassy. Yeah.
So I had pre-planned mortar targets as well for the Mosque, for African, for the Chinook, for the 2-story that is right outside of Fuel Depot, for Hacienda, Overpass, Castle, and Apartments.
Yeah.
Yeah, those are the strong positions. This is pretty good.
Thanks, dude.
This is not bad. You got squads in reserve. Now, whether or not they stay there or not.
So second squad's objective was to establish our FOB. That was their main thing.
Right on.
So then I wanted them there staged in CQB, but I put them this way because my plan was I put high table here.
Yeah.
They were like a 31 person squad. They were massive.
Jesus.
So I was hoping Brian would be like, can't go that way. Can't go that way. And then maybe bleed this way. And then I've got a second squad waiting there.
Yeah, right on.
A little small.
Hawaiian has a map.
I got the Dave stamp of approval.
You can see that we were going to start here. We initially do our move similar to what he was saying. Second squad or second platoon was supposed to kind of take care of what we were calling AOR jungle.
Yeah.
Kind of move initially to the crap.
Oh, crap.
What's happening?
It's like when my son just starts tapping on my watch and like shit's just popping up.
So that was the idea there, right? Move, get into fixing positions for the battle space. Try to set up an initial area down in field to try to draw you over there. Jungle, screening effect past African.
You even got an LOA on there.
Yeah.
I mean, I'll give it to you, Brian. You definitely put a lot more into it than I did. I'll give you that.
Hey man, like I said, I went too complicated too quick. So
It's all debatable.
Now it's tough too, right? Because
You should send a picture of that map to George. I just sent him a picture of ours so that he can put it up on the screen.
Yes, please.
his is like a slideshow. It's like multiples. It's
I'll send you all the raw files of
Thank
the
you.
images.
it's cool, right? But you guys came up with all these plans and what's the old saying? No plan survives first contact with the enemy or whatever the fuck, right? Like so like you hope for the best, plan for the worst type thing. But you both did kind of the same thing, right? You were like, this is going to be our front line. Once that's established, then we'll maneuver or whatever the fuck. But
I only planned for trying all of that for a couple of hours.
Yeah.
And then everything else was going to be freedom of movement for follow-on.
Sure. Create some breathing room. If we've got the room, let's take it. Don't go past this point because there's no reason to. There's no capture points. You know what I mean?
Will you two just kiss already?
Right?
I'm not a Blake stuff.
It's fine.
Yeah, we got to stop with that.
How much were those black berets?
I got a joke for you off
Don't
air.
worry about it. The standard issue for saddle force.
They taxpayer funded, so they were a lot of money. They cost more than boy should cost because they had a government contract. If you want an authentic saddle force boy, it's actually going to run you about $1,200. But it's also, you can't have one of these boys.
Excellent. It's neat to see because I literally was completely hands off with most of the planning of this event. Right. Again, the only thing I did was like do the ticket shit and generate rosters that nobody used. So,
And the rocket on a string.
well, that was just like I think I can figure this out.
That's not true. I used your template for the roster.
There you go. And
So did I.
actually, we used it for open play on Sunday.
The rocket?
Yeah.
Is that what I heard go bang?
I set it off two more
Okay.
times. Yeah. Remember how we do the ambush start?
Yep.
Which now we figured out is not a game. It's just a start to a game, right?
Yeah.
So like we can start like a full field conquest this way, but like we kept trying to make it a game, and we're like at the end of that, I was just like, look, it's not a game. It's just a starting point for the game. But anyway, so at game on, I launched the RPG and it sets off, and that's like the ambush.
Yeah, I had the window open and I heard it and I just kind of stopped and there was a customer in here who goes, what was that? And I'm like looking at my radio going, do I want to turn that on? And fuck it, whatever.
Yeah, no, it worked beautifully. It worked fucking beautifully. I was so sad. I was so sad that like no random little kid was just like, hey, what's this? Oh my God. Like, what the
Brian, I want to know if any of your guys ran into Dom at all. So there was like recon squad's plan, and then there was like what Dom was part of recon squad, but then there was like what Dom's plan was. And
Dom is the main character. Yes.
yes. So Dom's plan was, and he ended up leaving early because
That's what main characters do. They don't finish till the end of the movie.
he had to poop. That's basically what happened. I'm not even kidding.
Sorry, Dom, I don't know you.
Yes, you do.
No.
You know Dom.
Yes, you do.
Do I? Well, I'm not trying to make it personal.
He's
so.
good. He's good people, but we've played video games with him. We're like, okay, like Arma.
Oh my God.
We're trying to like do some sort of tactic to take over this overpowered position, and then we're like, okay, is everybody ready?
Leroy Jenkins.
Dom, where you at?
And he's like,
Open up the map. You're like, Dom, what the fuck are you doing over here? Oh, I just figured while you guys are doing that, I'll just snipe people from 1,700 yards away. Like,
yep.
you have an M4 with a fucking ACOG. Like you're not, whatever. All right, whatever.
So
We do it live.
Dom's plan was to go to the most southeastern part of the map in that first 30 minutes before Start X. And basically, you know where like that little pond is over there, kind of by Dirty Mike Shack. And he wanted to stage himself up there and basically keep eyes on Chinook and Embassy. And he brought 209 primer like tripwire traps, and he kind of set them up around him. And his plan was just to be there all day.
I don't think we had any tripwire traps or claymores or anything like that cause any.
He said he left around like 12 or 2 or something.
They're probably still out there.
So he was
called.
He was right near where our mortar case was, and he didn't report that to you guys.
So he came down pretty early.
Yeah.
Because I saw him in the snack bar. And I was like, Dom, what are you doing? He's like, I was like, what do you mean? You have a season pass, dude. Like, you never use the season pass. Like, what the fuck are you doing? He's just like,
Yeah.
Yeah, I had zero interaction.
That also explains why I didn't see him all day.
And all that talk, remember he was giving a shit about the Viper hood and the fucking twill and all this shit, and he put it together. He found multicam fucking whatever
He
you
found
call it.
multicam jute, and he found
yeah.
multicam paracord and made an entire Viper hood out of multicam material so he could use it on multicam team.
Right? And then I saw him when he came down and he wasn't wearing it.
And he built an entire chest rig for this game and redid his entire rifle for this game and had me order him some really cool optics just for this game.
Yeah.
Dom, I love you, but this is you every time.
Yeah.
You can't say you didn't try.
Every time, without fail. This is why I just exclude him from planning on anything.
Except for Blood Diamond. He was out there for a majority of the day.
Well,
Is Dom your Richie?
He was
Yeah.
Dom's your Richie?
He was in the promo.
Richie is my Richie too. Richie has bailed on me multiple times. Richie is my Richie.
No ship sinks
Hey, could
if
you-
Rich is on it.
Can you ship my guns out to Texas for me, please? I'll be there.
Can you plan this elaborate road trip all the way to Indiana so you and I can go there for an MSW game? Hey man, I can't go, and it's the week before. You got to find a ride yourself. We're not using my car now. It's like, oh, thanks, Richie.
That's so fucked. Anyway, hey, let's take a quick break. When we come back, we'll talk about the pros, cons, things we would change, things we should keep.
Yeah.
All right. Go buy some merch. Head on over to Zulu24.square.site. Pick up a t-shirt, a hoodie, a summer hoodie. We've even got shoes on there. Heck, you never know. You know what I mean? Buy one for your grandmother. She'll love you forever. Maybe put you back in the wheel. Anyway, get on over there. Check out our merch. It's always changing. Zulu24.square.site. And look for the little merch tab. Damn it.
I mean, reach out. You never know.
We can't afford it. God damn it.
He was on like actual podcasts.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This is an actual podcast.
I mean, by default, well, now it is.
I feel like the next podcast needs to be at Brian CP.
Dude, it was that nice.
Right.
It was that nice.
I feel like the power lines would interfere with the audio in some way.
I don't think
the
it
next
would.
podcast can be from my pool deck while we're drinking and barbecuing.
There are rules, Brian. Rules were made. They're broken occasionally.
We were homeless for a reason.
But rules were made.
I know. I listened to the last podcast.
we used to have we used to be located in Wayne Manor, and then the drink started flowing. Things got a little bit heavy, and let's just say when you're having a weak group like Saddle Force pulling up to a venue, you're going to need a lot to contain us.
It's funny on video.
Okay.
Not so much in person.
In person.
And we're back. And we're back. All right, so let's get into the nuts and bolts of Crossroads. Let's talk about the good, the bad, the ugly. I will bring up the first one. I think the pregame memes are fun to a point. And once they go into like personal attack area, then it's like keep it all in the world that Crossroads exists, right? And they're funny. I mean, they're fucking funny, right? And then once the game is over, the game is over.
Let it die.
Let it die. Yeah. No, it's like, this is all fake. Like what we do is we play dress up. Basically, we did the equivalent of T-ball as compared to Major League Baseball World Series bottom of the ninth full count. Like that's the difference we are. Like once the game's over, we all go back to being nerds, man. We're all nerds that play this freaking sport. So like, there's no reason for hostilities beyond the game. Like it's done.
We had at our CP a little whiteboard, and we wrote on it, "Airsoft is silly."
Yeah.
But we could take our silly serious, but it's like within that world of
When you're within the bubble, it's fine. But once that bubble pops and the game's over and everybody had a great time, like there's just no reason to carry that shit on. However, the war face meme is fucking priceless. That shit fucked me up.
Show me your war.
Yo, that shit fucked me up. So that's mine. That's mine.
One of my favorite memes is you bringing the giant suitcase to your respawn, and it says the bow fangs and iPads, because it's so fucking true. You bring so much shit. But you explained it. It helps keep people on. The hot dogs.
I didn't even bring hot dogs. That was somebody else's idea.
Somebody else had a giant suitcase the same size as yours, except theirs was just packed with hot dogs. We didn't have hot dogs, so fuck me, man.
So I typically look, Baofeng radios, when you buy them 10 at a time, are super cheap.
Sure.
So all the way back when the second or third Milsim day. It was the first Milsim day, because at Blood Diamond last year, I had a dude programming radios for an hour. I was like, screw it, I'll just buy these. And if a squad leader needs a radio, I'll give them a radio.
You connect yours via USB and just program them like that. You set one radio up and then...
Now I have it even better. I have a Bluetooth programming dongle that'll plug right in the side of the radio, and I just hit a button on an app on my phone, and it'll program your Baofeng.
I need that.
Dude.
Yeah. It was right before the game, you were programming radios, and I walked up to you, and I was like, what? And he's like, yeah, we're the best.
No, it's
technology. You wouldn't understand.
You're programming by hand, loser.
I mean, I've done the commander thing enough that it's like, okay, like even before doing stuff here, like when I was playing 10, 15 years ago, like I was CO for events in Jersey, Connecticut, Mass, stuff like that. And one of the biggest things that always happens is communication breaks down. And whatever you can do to help mitigate that, why not? I don't know.
Efficient.
It's silly.
No, it's good. It's preparedness, which is kind of what every commander needs to do to make their job just a little bit easier.
I got a Bluetooth dongle to help program my whistles to be a certain frequency. I wish I printed more whistles, but for that exact reason, when the actual technology breaks down, like people's phones aren't connecting or their phone dies, they don't have a power bank, the radios suck, somebody loses the radio, the whistles as a fallback, man.
Did you
not as effective this time because of just the distribution of them, but whistles are so effective. They can be so effective.
Did you have really cool calls like 3 long means this?
Nope. Nope. I the way I explained it was like when you hear a whistle get blown, just blow it. And the field's not that big. Like you can get context clues based off of who's distributed where and where you hear the explosions happening. And, you blow the whistle and things just happen. And usually it works in your favor. So it's just blow the whistle. Also tell Brian that we don't fear death. Just blow the whistle.
Every time I hear a whistle, which I heard none, by the way.
Yeah.
I heard it a few times.
I'm just they're silly. That's
next time.
But I like it.
Next time, do bugles.
Yeah, get a bugler
and a drummer.
I could see how the whistles would be effective because I was sitting in Castle and I could hear the whistle up over the hill towards fuel. And if I wasn't CO, I probably would have been running after the thing like a dog. I wanted to know what was going on over there so bad.
I imagine if you were guys, pre-op, obviously. Oh, Jesus Christ. This is it. This is where the cancel comes. I expect it from you. I expect it from you. You caught me off guard.
Yeah.
So before the event, you would set up hey, this is our tertiary means of freaking communication. One's just a locator. Hey, I'm here, and everybody else does it so that we can all kind of gain some situational awareness. 2 is I don't know, I'm moving forward, whatever the fuck. 3 is all out fucking across the line, like Civil War style, get after it,
It's World War I trenches.
Right? Yeah, right. But without that, they're just whistles. You know what I mean? Yeah. I'm lost. Beep.
Or help, I need an adult.
Yeah.
It's funny as well. We were in CQB at one point, pushing the south side, and I was blowing the death whistle. We were charging. I was with Rich, so we were yeah, we're gonna fucking start blasting and all this stuff. And as I'm blowing the death whistle and charging, and I get shot from the bushes, and I hear "fuck you, Anthony."
That's amazing.
Yeah. I was like, good shot.
It's that video. Hey, what's your name? Toby. Fuck you, Toby. Hey, what's your name? Mike. Fuck you, Mike.
So what about things we should keep, things we should get rid of?
Okay, sustain and improve.
Sure. Yeah.
All you, Hunter.
So, I mean, keep innovating. Like, and I know that's silly, and it's like such like the cop out answer to say, but like the consistent effort of thinking outside of the box of what can enhance the player's experience and maybe even affect the overall game that these two guys have done like over the last year it's impressive. The kinetic mortar, even just the idea of it. Now, I don't know if Rick Lane, who sucks, managed to kill anybody with his mortar.
He got plenty.
He did.
Yeah,
So-
him. I don't know who the other guy with him was. The one in the full AOR2 that's in that video clip.
That was all part of his like group of guys called Dogs of War. They're New England.
Yep.
Yeah, well, when he was at the mosque, he was dropping rounds. All players were getting killed left and right by it. It was awesome.
Well, like I said, they kind of did that in real life.
You better be good at this.
You better not suck, boys. But no, really. I mean, the innovation of stuff like that, like of giving a reason for being able to do something different. Like if we had two of those and a hell of a lot more rounds.
That's the plan.
Like the idea of just like doing drop or walking rounds.
Oh,
like
yeah.
in a like it's a totally different, opens up a completely different avenue of strategic and tactical response. So I like that. Let's see, what can be improved?
The roster.
Well, yes, of course,
Yeah,
but we
so-
already talked about that.
Yeah. Well, I think for Blood Diamond, I'm going to cut registration off like 2 weeks early. We did it like a week early.
So you leave the registration open, but just at that 2 week mark, just say, sorry, man, whatever team you're on, you're on.
Yeah. The swapping. I've been doing airsoft for 20 years. I've been part of Zulu for 15 years. Like I've never, ever, ever had this many team swaps throughout the whole process and in the last 2 days. Like it was an impossibility for me to cross-reference. Like I would have been giving you rosters at fucking midnight on Friday.
Yep.
In order for you to have an accurate roster, which by then is meaningless anyway.
This is also the first Zulu op where you're restricting how many saws are on each team, and that played a huge role in who switched. Like, I think the first big swap-a-rooney wave happened because Andy was trying to get an LMG ticket for ARF. All the guys wanted to go on, all of High Table wanted to go on ARF, like especially Mitch. Mitch wanted to wear whatever camo he wanted.
Yeah, he hates multicam.
He fucking hates it. Like, he fucking hates it. And then Andy wanted to get a SAW ticket. Now, correct me if I'm wrong, the story, but from what I heard, not even directly from Andy, just indirectly, he tried to get a SAW ticket for ARF. They were all sold out. He had reached out to you to be like, hey, did you happen to buy all the SAW tickets? Because he probably thought like, yeah, Brian would do that so he can pick who his SAW gunners are.
Well, no, because remember,
He reached out to Dylan.
season pass holders had like a 2 week advantage on everyone.
Right.
Yeah.
So in seeing that he couldn't get SAW tickets, it was basically like, well, fuck Brian, and then go to multicam. And then there was like the whole push of everybody on High Table going to multicam after that.
Which is fine. So
That was early enough.
no, it wasn't. I still had guys from the High Table on the very last roster you sent me.
The main
okay.
body of like the guys that I know, like the main body of it was like these stragglers that happened. And it was going both ways, if I'm being honest, like not that initial push, but like the last 2 days, it was
crazy.
There was like back and forth. And then like one guy was just like, oh, I just bought another ticket. Can I get you're like, dude, fuck.
I think there was one guy on my team who had to have bought his ticket like literal last minute. The one I emailed you about.
Yes.
Like
yes, because
last minute.
I forgot to take down the ticket link, and a guy bought a ticket for both teams for some reason, and he was like, oh yeah, refund me that one. So as soon as I refund it, it goes back into the pool. And so that guy bought the refunded ticket because I was like, fuck, but it worked out. So, because teams were literally, I think it was like a difference of 2 players.
Yeah,
So it was like-
141 to 143.
yeah, it was like
Just
about as even as it could be.
Just curious, how many people actually showed up?
I will say this. Oh, I don't have the whole picture of it. There were more no-shows by a couple on your team than there were on theirs. They had higher show up rate by like a little bit.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Attendance.
Attendance. There you go.
Yeah.
Show up rate. Be here, good people. But yeah, so
Does that count, Rich?
well, Rich was half. Yeah, that's why I put the sad face next to his name. He didn't show up till like fucking noon.
Is he half attended? Is he tardy?
He's tardy. Yeah, he's skipping. So for Blood Diamond, I'm definitely going to cut off registration earlier. So if you're on the fence, if you're on the fence about Blood Diamond, like, don't wait till the last. Like, we are cutting that shit off. I'm taking it off the website. Like, I'm going to make sure that, like, you know, the tickets don't get recycled and everything. But
Oh yeah, because even you said like after you closed registration, someone managed to still buy a ticket.
because one guy asked for a refund,
Yeah.
and it refunded back into the pool
Okay.
of tickets. So then it was a +1, and then somebody was apparently like just hawkeyeing the website because literally as soon as it went back, the order came through, and I was like, oh shit. So
But to answer your question, yes, I did get 3 Saw tickets for people that I knew had season pass that were playing with me. The 4th one was a wild Saw.
wild.
No.
No.
He was on
no,
multicam.
no,
On my team.
That's right.
Yeah, he was on multicam.
So, but that is an improve. Give me some, like, I got lucky. I got lucky with that because I happened to know 3 guys that had, you know, season pass
It's
tickets.
one of the benefits of season pass. You could always get a season pass, Brian.
You told me it wasn't worth it.
It's not worth it for you.
And when trying to figure out who your saw gunners are going to be, the question isn't who
And
has
if I bought a ticket, you would refund me like I did that last year for Blood Diamond. I bought a ticket for my wife and you refunded me my ticket.
Yeah.
I was like, no, that was for her.
I was like, oops, all right, whatever.
Yeah, and when it comes to the whole saw gunner ticket thing, when there's limited saws, the question shouldn't be who wants to be a saw gunner. The question shouldn't be who owns a saw. The question should
can?
be who has a working saw. Who has box mags for their saw.
Who's going to stay the whole time?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It should be commanders. It should be commander's intent to distribute the sauce.
No. You gotta let the people.
Got to work with what you're given.
Yeah. You gotta work with it, especially with the season pass thing. You know, they pay extra, so to gain that benefit. So to restrict that benefit from them would, in my opinion, be taking away something that they kind of paid for. So
Then give 2 discretionary slots.
we'll talk to them. Right?
Yeah, guys, what the fuck?
God.
How many saws are going to be
Again.
at Blood Diamond?
Yeah.
We were probably still going to do 4 and 4. The issue is that PAA is a thing for Blood Diamond, so there's
Yeah.
a third faction, and that's usually only like 30 players. So how many saws do we allow them to have? Might only be 1.
10.
Yeah,
10. Make them OP as fuck. Make them the only ones that can have a saw.
make it an improved gun that they can use the RPK because it's a fucking African militia, and RPKs are pretty prevalent.
They have to use
I know.
RPKs that malfunction and don't feed so that they could be like Cambodia.
Yeah.
Yeah, I see. You got the reference.
Yes. No.
Dave hated it. You got the joke.
If they have an RPK, they have to wear open toe sandals, no socks.
No, they have to use .12s that we buy for the dicks.
If I
have to be green.
go with the African faction, if I wear the bright orange life jacket, can I use the LCT?
RPK 16.
Yeah, because there's a video of the guy shooting one of those.
that was more of
wearing
a joke. Dave's not going to allow us to do
Come
that.
on, dude. He's wearing the life jacket.
Also, I wouldn't want you to do that because everybody would think it's a dead rag. It's a safety color. Well, funny. No.
What else we got?
improve.
I don't know.
It wasn't perfect.
No.
I wouldn't say it was perfect, but in the realm of playing an airsoft event, I mean, it really was like a good game. It was just a good day.
Okay, so here's a concern that I had. Was the fob mechanic difficult in practice?
I hated the preset areas for fobs and the fact that I knew where everyone was.
Okay.
So that
That's
you
being
could know. Yeah, I had that.
That's being changed.
So you're saying that because you knew where you could put a fob, you basically knew where you knew where theirs could possibly be throughout the game.
Sure. I mean, yeah. I mean, that was one thing, but
Were there only 2 locations per team?
no, there
No,
was
there were five.
5 total
Okay.
between all of us,
All right.
between the two of
But
us.
Was it 5 or 6?
Well, regardless, there was more.
Yeah, there was a handful.
So there were still options.
yeah, it was
I want freeform fobs.
Newtown,
No, there's 6.
Newtown, Fortress,
Yeah.
Mosque, Fuel Depot, African Village,
Embassy.
Embassy.
Yeah, there were 6.
Okay.
Basically, power positions on the field.
Yeah.
He gave a good suggestion that I put into Blood Diamond.
What's that?
Uh,
You don't want to talk about it because it's good. Okay.
no, but we'll keep him on their sheets.
I'm actually okay with freeform fob because that allows people to fuck up.
Yeah,
Like when they get too aggressive and move their shit up or put it in the woods with no fucking cover, everybody gets bored, providing security on it. And now it's just this shit laying out in the woods. Whereas if you put them in power positions, at the very least, they're obscured visually by Connex boxes or whatever the fuck. And they're also, in cover.
yeah,
You know what I mean?
yep.
Whereas if you allow freeform, that allows for somebody to fuck up.
Or even if like you want to still manage it or have some measure of control over it, just set no fob areas.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah, you can do it anywhere except for these areas.
Yep.
I mean, I would even say it. Honestly, I would have done the reverse. I'd have said you can't put a fob within 500, within 200 feet of any structures, right?
Okay.
So they have to be like out in the open or out in the woods.
I would have given them an ability to build
Yeah.
the engineers, use the engineers. Hey, you can use these objects to construct your fob.
Yep.
And now fobs visually, they have a visual look to them. For instance, if we use the water containers, right? The white water containers. If both teams are using those, then the average player on the field can be like, oh, there's 3 water containers over there. That might be their fob. You know what I mean?
Yep.
Give me 4 water containers, 12 2x10s, and
I knew it. It was
6
going to come
pieces of
right to
sheetrock.
And a Coleman
or
grill.
6 pieces of plywood.
Yeah, it was going to go right to pop-up tents and tarps.
I do have an improve. I think I felt really bad for the guys who wanted to be JTACs. I felt like that role was, I don't know, like really underutilized on my side. It wasn't super fluent for this event, I don't think.
What was the intention of the JTACs?
Dude, I've been having.
I mean, for this game, what was the intention?
Not much besides the mortar and using the orange box, but we had to scrap that at the last second because we weren't confident it was going to work.
For the Rockets?
Yeah, so I just switched to the flipboard, the switchboard.
Switchboard.
And by that, he means like 7:30 Saturday morning
Yeah.
because it worked the last 2 weeks. And then the morning of didn't want to work.
That sucks.
On our end, it was very much like a Murphy's Law. If something could go wrong, it went wrong in the first 3 hours of the day.
Yeah.
I mean, better then than.
Yeah, everything that could go wrong went wrong off the rip. But
So during one of our meetings, I had suggested, after these guys left out, I had suggested maybe only using one map, which you guys ended up doing, because we're talking about different maps for different mortars and all this stuff. And then we were like, what if the only people that have an accurate map that can call for fire are the JTACs and the commanders? So now the JTAC has a fucking role. He's the only one that can give accurate coordinates. When he sees, was any of that in play or no?
That specifically was not because we were already having enough problems with Ares as it was.
Sure. So the JTAC just kind of.
I'm not going to get rid of it, but I'm going to change it up.
It needs to be something different.
Yeah, it's not much. There's not much to it, but
Is JTAC the right acronym?
No.
it's more
Not unless you're going to give.
Just a forward observer?
Yeah, basically. But at the same time, they operate certain things, so it's. I'm trying to iron some things out. Basically.
There's another plan to roll it into basically a different set where all of what we talked about during the commanders meeting, where they're all just in one squad. It's
like a squad package.
I kind of hate that.
Command element, basically, that you would deploy.
Headquarters company, a headquarters platoon.
Yeah, basically.
There's a bunch of ideas in figuring out how to make it work right. it might just have to get rolled into that the JTAC stuff goes into the recon team.
I mean, that kind of makes sense.
Yeah.
If I'm being honest.
Yeah.
Give them another thing to do.
Because while we were watching the game play out, we were sitting here like, okay, that should probably get changed, or we should do stuff like this differently.
Yeah.
But yeah, the first 3 hours a day, like both of the mobile respawns and supply crates getting left down in staging area as the game's getting called on, that was a problem.
It was more behind the scenes stuff. Really.
Yeah. The rocket fins that we knew on Friday didn't fit, so we cut them Friday night. Probably should have checked it Friday night again to see if they fit.
Yeah, I remember cutting the fins for the last one.
Yeah, turns out, well, this one was different because we thought it was slick that they were plastic fins. Way nicer because they're way more durable. And then they didn't fit. And we found out on Friday. So I went and cut them all. And we're just like, all right, we cut them short enough based off of what we measured while we were out there. Got out there Saturday morning. They didn't fit.
By like, so much.
Yeah.
Like just a smidge.
And can't break just one fin off.
But it's monoplastic, so it would just crack.
Well, those rockets don't need a lot of fin. Like you can be pretty aggressive with it.
Yeah.
And just make it do what it's going to do.
Yeah. And Dylan just ripped the fins off.
Is that what was in the box?
On the counter, the rifle case. Yeah, that was.
There was a box that was brought to me that had nothing but fins and foam in it.
Oh yeah.
That would be like, this shit ain't working.
Yeah. Or the fact that we were planning on you guys setting it off, excuse me, with the orange bomb prop. Then come to find out Saturday morning, that just didn't want to work. Even though every time we tested it leading up to the game, worked perfectly fine. Saturday morning, just didn't want to. There's some other staffing stuff that we had issues with, but all of that we can talk about later.
So you can eliminate the fob as a respawn, and I'm just spitballing here for something that might be fun to play around with at maybe a Milsim day or something. Eliminate the fob as a respawn and instead give a player the ability to be able to reset people's tourniquets in the field.
What, like a super soldier medic?
Yeah.
I don't know.
Super medic.
Field surgeon.
That could turn into a monkey see, monkey do situation.
Dr. House.
Well, no.
Dr. House. He has to walk with a limp and a cane and do Vicodin.
Well, you could also turn it into that.
A field hospital.
Yeah, so that
Where
instead
he
of
can set up like an actual tent with a red cross on it or whatever the fuck.
Yeah, whatever. And then he has people
like,
bring casualty collection point, right?
Well, but he can't be free roaming because that what Dylan just said would happen.
Yeah.
Like if you just saw if you were playing and you just saw a guy walk up to his teammate and take a tourniquet off, you'd be like, "What the fuck is that?" Mm-hmm. You're not going to be like, "Oh, that's the surgeon," you know.
That could also fall more in line with a player sent it to me recently.
Make them wear multicam Alpine helmet covers.
Oh God, I don't
UN
recall if it's on my personal account or one of the Zulu accounts. They sent it to me. Someone actually made like a stim shot prop, and it's digital, and it's got an LCD screen on it, much like the Geiger counter prop does.
You talking about Gribner?
No, this is someone recently, like within the last 3 weeks, and you literally walk over and there's basically a node on the front. So as soon as it touches something, it's like reviving, and it shows the green bar going across the LCD screen. And when it's done, it's like player healed.
That's literally that's a Gribner prop.
Somebody else made it within the last month.
They had that 10 years ago or whatever.
Yeah, but you can set the time on it. So if you wanted to have, say, a platoon level medic like that, you could have them have that, and them being the only one that has that. So now there's a physical thing with a countdown timer on it. So it's like, oh, it only takes them 15 seconds to revive you instead of 30. But we also have the tourniquet, so you can skip that as long as you don't put your tourniquet like somewhere ridiculous to grab.
I think that would work if this ability is going to be mobile.
Yeah,
it can work if there's one.
Yeah, I'm not talking about
like one field surgeon or
platoon medic.
What's that?
Well, yeah, but even then, for like a game like Crossroads, you would have like 3 or 4 of them on each team.
No, one.
Yeah.
Just one.
There can only be one, because think about how fucking powerful that is.
Oh yeah, 100%.
Like that's bringing people back from the dead. So it's doing a thing that we don't want to happen. We don't.
It's a priest.
Yeah. He's the fucking chaplain. He's the chaplain. We want attrition on the front line.
Yeah.
You want that, whether that be by decision, I ran out of ammo, my squad's black, I need to be reinforced, therefore incurring fucking teamwork, or we just got squad wiped. You know what I mean?
No, I'm not saying I love the idea. I'm saying this is an idea.
Correct.
It's an idea of ideas, right?
Can I be honest?
No, it's not. It's usable.
It's kind of if you guys read the Blood Diamond thing and read the
I know about that.
The tribe, there are 2 people in that squad that can basically do that.
That's on a small level.
Yeah,
by
it's
the-
not- it is-
That's
By
not
the way,
like,
it is,
my
but it
lawyers
is-
are drafting up a cease and desist for copying the my PRF faction from the LARP game.
Who? What?
Oh yeah.
That's
yeah,
what it is.
As he was explaining it to me, I'm like, yes, it's basically Brian's faction from the LARP game.
What is?
What the new PA is.
What
yeah.
you did the PA. It's like
Yeah.
I was like, oh, there's Jenny's character. Oh, there's
Yeah, it's literally Brian's LARP game faction.
How do you think this would have played out if we had the helicopter here?
The mortar rounds probably would have been
That would have been a big problem. Yes, you're right.
yeah.
we would
somebody
have-
somebody had asked me about that.
we would have had to been like,
we got a
There would have had to been a time where mortars allowed and a time where they're not.
yes,
Correct.
when
Which
the
means that-
helicopter is no longer on property.
Yeah,
Right?
and
like
the admin would have to issue those rounds out.
they wouldn't even entertain that idea. Like
Yeah.
they'd be like, when we show up, all of that shit stops. Like we don't care. Like it'll just be an admin. Don't fire. Like it would just suck because we'd have to physically take the mortars off the field, right? Like
Yeah.
they will not fuck around with that. And I don't blame them. Right?
In the same way I said to Dylan about 30 minutes into the game, because the first Frago was defend the village or attack the village, depending on which side you were on, because you were trying to shoot down their helicopter. It'd been really cool if we had the helicopter and we told them for the first 30 minutes of the game, just only do flight pass around there because that's within the world of what's going on in the game. So it would have been pretty cool to see that. But also we were planning on launching model rockets from right there,
Well,
which
the JTAGs
my
could have just
fault
gave
that-
them the JTAGs could have just gave them max sword and stay above, and it would have been fine.
Yeah, but she doesn't.
Yeah,
No.
I know.
I don't know if you
I'm
played a game where we have the helicopter.
Yeah,
there.
I've
Yeah.
never.
Yeah,
So it depends on who's flying. Heather owns the company. They're hers. They're her go-karts. Like
just above the trees.
She has gone below treetop level to strafe CQB.
Yep.
Get out of here.
And then comes back up.
You know
after.
that flyover we got at the end of the day?
Yeah.
Like she'll
be lower
she'll
than
hit it
that.
that low.
way lower than that.
Yeah.
Way lower than that.
I mean, I've seen videos.
If it's the other guy, it's not his toys. It's respectable, but like when she flies,
It's Mad Max Fury Road.
you're like
Witness me, brother.
dude, you're aiming out. Yeah.
Jump
Heather,
out.
Heather, why is your face all silver? Like when you're shooting, you're not shooting down, you're shooting straight out because she knows she'll be like, okay, left side, and she'll bank the helicopter. So you're pointing straight out. Like you're not pointing down, you're pointing straight out. They're her
She's
toys,
really good.
and she knows what the fuck she's doing.
Does prop wash like make a big effect with that or anything?
Very little. The BB
Really?
passes through it so quickly that there might be a little deviation, but it's not. It's also a Robinson R22 or R44, so you're not talking Blackhawk fucking levels of thrust there. But yeah, dude, I've been on the roof of the mosque, gotten strafed, and it's kind of weird because there's a delay. They fly over, and you're like, oh, they must have missed. Ah, shit.
Yep.
A lot of fun though.
Dude, doing that with the Bosch unit on a saw.
It would only be for you. Nobody else would hear it.
Yeah, it's already just for me.
Imagine you're on top of mosque and you just hear like in the Bosch unit above you, and then you have the delay.
Yeah, I would be.
back M249 with the Bosch unit.
You wouldn't hear it, right?
Not on it, but somewhere near it. So you
But
get
there's-
the full immersion.
Can I drop the mortar rounds out of the helicopter?
No,
as we're flying?
she will not let you do that. Fuck.
Yeah, no, because there was a time and place when tags were allowed, and a player asked about shooting tags out of the helicopter. They were not down with that.
No, they're not okay with that. But there's something neat though about playing airsoft and hearing a helicopter flying low above the trees or whatever. Like,
Oh, yeah.
it is immersive as fuck to not even pay the $50 or whatever it is for the ticket to do that. It's kind of neat. So, depending on what we do with the mortars for Blood Diamond or whatever, maybe we can work it in. But those two things don't mix.
Yeah, it's the same thing like when we tried and could play around with drones. The drones were not allowed in the air while the helicopter was on the premises.
Yeah, for obvious reasons.
Yeah.
Jesus.
It's the same exact reason we can't have that hitting the helicopter, just like spicy mortar rounds can't hit the helicopter.
Yeah. And she's well within that envelope.
Oh, yeah.
So,
I mean, we'll put it this way. If I was able to launch a round from the mosque and overshoot CQB,
yeah, you were
she will fly below the tree line of CQB. Like, yeah, it very well could have hit the helicopter by accident.
you'd have shot over top of it.
Or that.
Yeah. But still a cool thing. I have some ideas for the helicopter that,
We've talked.
yeah, like wouldn't be so much over here, but and now that I've hunted the other property over here, We got a lot more ideas. It was kind of funny when I was hunting. I was half listening for turkeys and half being like, "Oh, dude, like if we land here, they could get off and move this way, and there's an open field over." I found some cool things over there, but that's for
future.
That's for the future. Any more pros and cons?
Say so.
I will say this: pros. I think the player base was really good.
100%.
Player base really good. I think everybody drank the Kool-Aid
Yes.
for the most part, and
Maybe a handful of players that didn't.
sure. And I think how was the laying down after getting shot?
Oh, shockingly good.
Really good.
Shockingly good.
Nice. I know. I know. After the safety review, you had a couple guys that were just like, "Hey,
It was two people.
I'm 60 years old. My knees don't fucking work." Like,
That guy
Like
didn't
if
last long.
If I lay down,
Remember him?
I won't come up.
was he the?
The guy you picked up in your truck.
Yeah, I figured.
Yeah.
Okay.
And then the other person that said that, I think they were off the field by like 2:00.
Okay.
Yeah. But no, like there was one funny moment from the day. I think it was one of your guys, the one with the like greenish AK.
Yeah.
Yeah. So he got shot. And he like pulls his dead rag out. And he's just like, "Oh fuck, I got hit." And I was like, "What are we supposed to do?" And he goes, "Oh, lay down and die." And he acts out his death like 20 seconds later. I was like, "You didn't have to act it out, but yeah, lay down and die."
That was bad net code, you know.
Lag spike.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, players were pretty good about it. I understand your philosophy now when you're like, if you tell them to lay down, they'll at least take a knee. If you
At
tell them
least,
to take a knee,
yeah.
they're going to stand. If you tell them to stand, they're not going to call their hits.
Yeah. Or they'll do jumping jacks. You're like, what are you doing?
So like even seeing players just like call their hit and then like take a knee or sit down on the ground, like I was happy with it.
Yeah, or slump next to a building.
Yeah.
Or like the more you look dead, the less you're going to get overshot.
Yeah.
Unless you got a live player behind you, but that
Yep.
just shit happens, you know.
Didn't hear any of that. The bullshit of I'm hit already, stop shooting me because they're shooting at the player behind him. Didn't hear that once.
I had one report of that.
Did you?
So there were like 4 people in a Connex box, and somebody was clearly still standing up because they were getting shot through the window.
That's your own fault.
Stuck his red rag out and was like, "I'm dead in here."
Nope.
And it's
No.
like,
No.
We literally talked about that exact same scenario at fucking Guardian Center, like 2 podcasts ago. Same thing. You know, guys just like sitting in the window, and Anthony's like, bang, 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 bang. And the guy's like, "A fucking shot."
Yeah.
improve to the players. Don't take other people's stuff like grenades.
What?
What happened?
Lucky's grenade.
Oh yeah.
Some-
They're reusable grenades.
Yeah. Somebody
walked away with
somebody got upset because he threw like 4 of them in there.
Was it green?
No.
Nope.
No.
Red
Yellow and
red and blue?
I found.
Nope. Don't even worry about what color it is because it's. But yeah, so Lucky threw 4 grenades into a Connex box that had people in it. He's like, "I'm dead. You're just wasting money." And he's like, "Nah, these things cost me like 50 cents to print." He's like, "Then I guess you won't mind if you lose one." And he snagged one and walked away.
What?
That's terrible.
I would have just walked
That's
in there.
terrible.
Like,
Shit
hey,
bag.
give me my shit.
What a
Well-
piece of shit.
Yeah.
But we know what color it is, and it's a unique one to say the least.
Okay.
Yeah. So if we see it, we know who it was.
I will say this too. A lot of people came from out of state, and some of them were like, it was like their first time.
Oh yeah.
Here.
Yeah. So I had a interesting interaction, a cool interaction. It was cool. It was a dude on your team. I can't remember his name, but I remember his gun, and I remember he was wearing like a cabbie style hat. Apparently, he loves the podcast. Again, sorry, I don't remember your name. He stopped in the middle of the firefight. He's like, "I just got to nerd out for a second." He's like, "I want to shake your hand and say I really love the podcast. You guys are fucking awesome. This is my first time here. We drove like 3 or 4 hours to come." And I'm like, "I'm glad you're enjoying it. I'm glad you're having a fun time." I was like, "Go find Dave and tell him that too."
They did. Yeah. They came down later on. Multiple groups, by the way, not just like multiple groups came down and were just like, "Dude, like, we love what you're doing here. Like, the podcast is great. You know, keep doing what you're doing." And I'm like, "We're gonna try.
Yeah.
We're gonna give it our best. You know,
Just a bunch of nerds playing
that's it."
BB Wars.
Yeah, we had a ton of first timers on the AFF too. But it was all positive feedback.
I legit. I mean, besides Anthony's situation, like,
Dick met Dick.
yeah, Dick met Dick.
It was Dick incarnate.
What if it was the same guy?
Yeah,
Wouldn't be surprised.
like besides that, like
Was he not wearing multicam?
yeah, like again, like everybody coming off the field looked like they had done some shit. You know what I mean? Like, everybody's face paint was just like running all down their neck and shit, and they were all just like smiles and thanking Rich for his service and all this shit. Like, it seemed like everybody had a good time, and I'm I'm glad to see it.
Yeah.
I'm glad because when I set the price for the ticket, I felt a little bad. I was just like, man, that's fucking, for a 1-day local field event, but we're at a point where we need to charge more. And I know it sounds like shit, but like the amount of props and pyro and R&D with these mortars and the cost per round of these mortars now, it is getting to a point where we're just like, hey, like same thing with Milsim Days. Like these guys put a lot of work into Milsim Days and they have a lot of great ideas, but we're like building C4 and like, believe it or not, the boxes I use for the C4 like are not cheap for some fucking reason. They're not cheap.
Pretty sure we can find a cheaper version.
I'm about to go to the post office and just take all their fucking boxes, but
I know the boxes you're using for that. I'm gonna look around and see what we can get.
I think the post office would have a serious issue.
They wouldn't. You don't have to pay for the box until you ship it.
No. With what's inside of those post office boxes.
they don't need to know about that.
They don't know nothing.
Mr. Ted.
Yeah. But I mean, like even Milsim Days, like I'm not saying we have to tone them back, but we have to like start doing some math and being like, hey, like we're putting a lot into these. Like maybe, I don't know. Maybe on Milsim Days it's $5 more. I don't know, but like we're gonna have to figure that out. But that's for a different day. That's just my brain dumping things right now. But I think Crossroads went very well.
I think it did too.
And I think the 12 Milsim Days of practice kind of paid off.
Yes.
And
I was like looking at all the pictures, for the people that posted afterwards, and I was talking to my buddies, and I'm like, everyone's smiling in these pictures, and they're like, yeah, it was awesome. That's such a great time.
I always used to say, once you get over 200 players, like the assholes start showing up. And that just wasn't really true for this one.
No.
There was damn near 300 people on the field, probably 300 with all the staff and, and like, again, besides the one.
In his defense, I'm 28.
That's
In his defense,
got
he was
about
the
a
one
decade
actor
on
we
you,
forgot to pay.
Yeah. So like beyond that one, like I'm impressed. I'm impressed with everybody that came out. It also shows that Milsim Days are working. Like people want more organization. They want to be with their squad. They want to have a leader. They want to be told what to do. Like, and they want to accomplish an objective. And it kind of like
even
showed.
with those reviews, it was like I just wanted to be included, which is a good thing to con about, I guess.
Did we catch anyone out of uniform?
No. Honestly, the closest person that was out of uniform was Schmiggy with his whatever the fuck multicam that was. It was like he left it outside for 3 years and remembered he had it.
It was a
just so
multicam rugby
sun-faded.
shirt that was more tan than multicam.
Nice.
Yeah,
The running joke right now is we made multicam great again.
that was a running joke for a long time.
Yeah. All the Milsim West. Make multicam great again.
Yeah, it was make multicam and make NATO great again.
Well,
Or are you gonna do it?
We used to have great camo in this country. Look, multicam is what a great camo. Wow, what a great camo. It has all the colors. It's multiple colors. That's why it's multicam. And it is.
Damn it.
We're going to do big things. Very big things.
I was just about to make the joke. Shit, we basically got through a whole episode without having to bleep Anthony at Kev.
Dude, I told one of my raunchiest jokes ever at this event, and everybody I said it to, like, I got a chuckle because they got it, but they're also like, you really shouldn't joke about that. But like,
Go on. Go on.
the CPs. I was like,
oh,
need I say more?
You're welcome.
I was like, they're. This is what we're going to do. We're going to get a lot of wood chippers. Wood chipper sales are going through the roof. Screw the Dow. Wood chipper sales. Caterpillar wood chippers are going through the roof. Invest in Caterpillar stocks. Yeah.
So
Okay.
for everybody who's listening in general, if we catch any of what Anthony just said, I do have to point out that the character is bleeding into who he is, because there are multiple times throughout the podcast today, standing next to him, that he's actually doing the hand gestures while he's just talking regular. So the character is becoming the man, and the man is becoming the character.
Well, it's half his Cuomo as well. Like,
Yeah.
oh, nice to meet you.
Oh, the Cuomo. Yeah. You remember?
Fuck, what episode was that?
Remember during COVID when Cuomo killed all those old people with his weird pierce.
When was the last time you did that on the podcast? Because that's not the first time.
A long time. A long
You just
time
have to
ago.
bleep his hand, I guess. I don't know. We're pretty far in. I don't know.
When you eat your family.
Like, Jesus.
Got an Olive Garden when you hear your family.
Yeah, right. Oh, fuck.
It's Italian.
We get it. All right. Do we have anything else on Crossroads?
Real question. Do you think 300 is the number for an event like this?
I was going to ask you that, right? Because I always said,
It felt slightly empty. Didn't it?
Yeah, a little bit.
I don't know. Well, how was it for you guys?
There was no room to maneuver.
Okay.
Okay.
That's what it looked like on Aries.
Okay.
I felt
Like
like
the only way that there was any room to maneuver is if you got lucky.
Okay.
I felt the exact opposite. For the last it was like probably 3 o'clock, and I asked Dylan, I'm like, what's the points look like? How are things going? Blah, blah, blah. And he's like, you guys are good. And for probably the last hour and a half, 2 hours, me and the high table guys sat in the castle. And at one point I looked at him, I'm like, I'm sorry, there's not a lot going on. They're like, nah, it's good. We're crushing them. And I'm like, all right. But yeah, it's
So
I called Brian mid-game. I'm like, hey, where are you guys at? And he's like,
Where's your super secret squad at?
there was high attrition.
Yeah.
Look at the end of the picture. Look at the picture at the end.
That's true.
yeah.
Like there. Watch the replay, and you'll notice a lot earlier than I would have expected, like people disappearing.
I saw around 3 o'clock because obviously I was down
Yeah.
here. I saw around 3, but honestly, before that, it was a ghost town down there. But right around 3 o'clock, a lot of guys were coming off, and they're just like, "We had a great time. We're dog shit tired, and we got a 3-hour drive or whatever the fuck." Like,
Yeah.
And but it was
That's fair.
But honestly, it was a lot more of them. Like a lot more of them. Now I don't know about the lower parking area, right? I just didn't have eyes on that, so I don't know if they were walking off the lower
Yep.
field or whatever the fuck, right?
Which they shouldn't have been doing.
Which
But
they shouldn't have been doing, but we know what happens. And
Yeah.
so I don't know, like, I don't know if it's just a lot of your guys parked down there or what. So I can't speak to that. But I can speak to is watching everything unfold on Aries. Because I made the joke, like, this is a Civil War fucking front line. And then when your recon team all of a sudden popped up like way behind enemy lines, it was like, oh, damn, like, that's fucking awesome. But yeah, maybe that's too much.
It was a little bit much, and the reason why you saw nothing is because there was no point because the CQB in of itself is such a manpower sink that if you're starting to see a reserve, if you're starting to see less people and you're already dealing with banging your head against the wall, you have to pick and choose where you're going to try to do anything, which is why we were still trying to continue lower or towards mosque, because CQB is a slog fest. I mean, by the end, I think we made it like 2/3 of the way up, like where we were fighting some people in the castle, but that was just like, all right, guys, go have fun, But there was, that's why. Because I mean, even at Blood Diamond last year, I told all my squads we're gonna kind of avoid CQB unless we get lucky and we get a foothold, in like one of the main power points, because you're better off utilizing 40 people or 50 people, to the west or east.
So what's funny about, it kind of bit me in the ass, right? Like, because Milsom Day has kind of trained the player base to stay on the field for much longer, and it kind of makes sense that at 3 o'clock they were coming down, right? I sold 50 extra tickets because I was always like, there's always people in the parking lot, right? Like, if I sell 100 tickets, that means there's only 75 up there, right? I wanted to give, like, in my mind, I was like, each team's going to have 120 people on the field at any given time. But but like because of Milsom Day and because of player bases kind of training how to like stay on the field, we had 141 and 143 people on the field for like most of the day. So it was like, oh shit, all right, well, you know. So does that mean for Blood Diamond we go down to 120? Well, 125? Like,
let's see.
So
you've also got the third faction.
Well, I was
though.
to say the third faction would make it.
Well, 125 and 125 is 250 plus the 30 is 280.
So
Well, it wouldn't be much different than this, except for those 30 players are a separate faction. What do you normally do for Blood Diamond? Is it 150 on 150? Yeah.
I started doing 100.
Yeah.
So I wonder if the abundance of people in the beginning created an environment that was, I mean, it was chaos and it was very target rich. But again, like, there really wasn't a whole lot to do. It was like once you find, because looking at Hunter's what Hunter had set up, and even looking at like what I had set up, there was no real way for us to avoid a static line
establishing that
someplace.
line.
You would have had to take from here, AKA give up ground here to reinforce here to make maybe a good push here. You know what I mean? Like, but you would have had to have given up that land or that territory that you took from. You know what I mean? You would have had to.
But that's still just doing more. That's just at that point.
You're just rotating.
It's doing more of the same, but just with a greater intensity in the area.
Sure.
Right.
Yeah.
So where I can say like guys like, you know, hunters guys and like the Crusaders and those where working with them and seeing how they've done in some of the other guys, like the real strength in what people can do is fire and maneuver and, you know, make contact or break contact and shift. What we ended up having was such a static line that even if you broke contact, there was no place to shift to.
Yeah. Because you were tape line to tape line.
Yeah.
I saw that. I saw it on there. So we'll make adjustments. You know what'll happen.
It's a thought.
No, but you're right. Because we had done, this is a long time ago. This is back when we used to allow a walk on.
I was going to say there was like a 500 or 400 player.
400 player Blood Diamond.
Yeah,
time.
I was at that one.
And it was like fucking chaos.
2018.
It was, because Mario was still here. It was a lot. It was totally unexpected.
It was gross, actually. It was a gross event,
it
like
was
not in
lot.
a good way.
It was a lot. Well, I know your group had some arguments that were ridiculous, but like, they were. I was just like, all right, whatever. But
no, even outside of that, just the player population of the thing. It was too much.
It was after that where I was just like, okay, oops. I was like, okay, it's affecting the quality of the game simply by having more players, which is not always a good. It's like the opposite. Well, it's like. You may have to bleep this. It's like Bad Blood. Selling 1,400 tickets doesn't mean that you have a fucking good game. You know what I mean?
Yeah, you have to bleep that.
Yeah, that's fine. So then I think I worked it down in the years to like 250. And that worked.
Yeah.
That was like, okay, this is good. Like there's still room to maneuver and everything. And then so for this one, because at 250, so that's 125 per team, there's always 20 people down in the parking lot, which is really 100 on the field. You know what I mean? And so then that's why for this one, I bumped it up to 300 because I was like, there's going to be 20 people down in the parking lot. I wanted to give you guys enough manpower, even with the fake lunch breaks that people give to themselves, to still be able to do something. And nobody took any. So it's like,
I mean, I think that's a testament to the culture and to the environment that has been built here over the last year. Right.
Yeah.
Milsom Day's work.
And
Milsom Day's work also with like the different roles you guys have established, you know, like people who come to the Milsom Days and they play EOD or they play engineer, they show up for an event and like they're proficient in that role.
Yeah.
You know, and they're like, I want to do this. I want to be the guy with the C4 who's planning it and pulling the thing. And they think it's awesome. And
one of the guys who was an engineer, he came down very briefly and he was just like, oh, no. Was it the end of the game? It might be the end of the game. And he had another brick of C4 where he's just turning it in. And I was like, hey, how'd you like those? He's like, they're great. I didn't realize they actually did anything. He's like, what do you put in these? And I was like, oh, it's just the Mark IVs. He's like, there's like powder in it too. He's like, oh, I pulled the pin and like shit happened. And he's like, oh, fuck.
The best example of a product of Milsom Day is Cowboy. He showed up. He was just like a regular Joe Schmo rifleman, and then worked his way up. He did a couple of the specialty roles.
He did all of them,
and then he became a squad leader. And then last May, he was a commander for the first time.
Yeah,
he did everything.
He started from the bottom.
Yep. He collected all the Infinity Stones.
He's got the achievements.
I was gonna say he got every merit badge.
I told him before, or one point he was over at the CP, and I was like, you know what's funny? I was like, you started as fake cowboy.
Yeah.
I said, but now you're the realest cowboy.
Yeah.
Damn right.
He's just one of those guys, like you just put him somewhere and he's like, all right, cool, I got it.
With his Lev AR.
Exactly. When I CO'd for Milsom Day, he was like, where do you want me? I was like, dude,
which is
hold Fuel Depot.
His Lev AR
like,
is the epitome of jewel creep.
I would call him and I'm like, Cowboy, how you doing in Fuel Depot? You want to go somewhere? He's like, no, I'm good.
Yeah, he's pretty laid back.
He just held it.
He understands that just physically occupying a space is terrain denial.
Yep.
Right? Like, did you come to shoot BBs or did you come to be effective?
Yeah.
Did you come to be a team player? You know, and those things sometimes don't equate, you know. Fucking Benghazi at West Virginia.
Yep.
One of the best compliments I ever fucking received about an event was, oh, God, okay.
It was Saturday afternoon.
Yeah, Saturday afternoon. This guy, you know, we're testing everybody, you know, seeing what the temperature is, and you know, and everybody's like, fucking great. And this guy was just like, dude, it's Saturday afternoon. I haven't fired a single shot, and this is the best fucking event I've ever been to. And I was like, oh, okay. Like,
don't worry, the sun's gonna go down. Fire many.
Yeah. There'll be some things happening, but hopefully when they finish their renovations there, it'll be fucking cool.
Yeah.
So I have to commiserate with you on something that happened to you last year when we were fighting each other at Blood Diamond.
When you were stomping my ass at Blood Diamond?
Oh, well, yes, I guess I can commiserate with that as well.
Yeah.
Dude, I had 2 and 3 times where I did mortar rounds because people told me they were ready to go.
Oh, God. I know exactly what you're talking about.
Are we talking about the man who's the ref that shan't be named?
No. He's not talking about on our
No,
end.
he's talking about players. Like,
Yes.
So at Blood Diamond, I was coordinating an assault on Embassy, and I was trying to get mortar rounds out, and then my guys push in.
Mm-hmm.
Everybody's in position. It's looking fucking great. We weren't using Aries Alpha back then, I don't think.
No, we didn't
So
start.
this is all just like
right after that.
This is all just communication, but everybody, and I can kind of visually see because I was down in Newtown. I don't remember where the mortars were. Maybe they were in Newtown. I can't remember. But
Blood Diamond.
it's Blood Diamond. Yeah. So what? Yeah.
So it's in the
definitely-
pit.
So I'm just like, fuck yeah, we got enough for however many rounds, 3 rounds, whatever it was. And he starts dumping the rounds. I'm hearing the impact. And then over the radio, somebody's like, oh, they're not calling their hits or whatever. And it just stalled the entire fucking push. And I was like, shut the fuck up and push. Shut the fuck up and push. Like shut the fuck up. You can't see everything. Shut the fuck up and push. We had so many more people in that fucking tree line. We could have decimated. It was like a squad reinforced.
Yep.
Mm-hmm. We had like a platoon fucking waiting to go. And one person on the radio killed that entire fucking push. And I was red in the face. I couldn't fucking believe it. It's like, oh my God.
So we had just got pushed out of Fuel Depot by about 40 people. We had a group immediately move to go take it back.
Mm-hmm.
Are you ready? We're ready to go. Okay. Sending rounds. Go when you hear it blow. One round, I walked the rounds so that way the 50-foot overlap.
Sure.
I got like 40. What was that number?
Oh, it was a pretty high number.
What?
Oh, the mortar round
Crossroads.
with Andy.
Right now. Yeah.
Oh, I think I counted 26
Okay.
total.
Because there was a group of them as they realized what was happening, fucking left.
But you also, but what happened was, when you walked it, right, you had the overlapping circles.
Yep.
But you killed 10 guys in this circle, and then you killed 10 guys here, and then you killed dead them, and then you killed guys here, and then the guys that were alive here medic these guys, and then medic these guys.
Well,
Does that make sense?
None of it didn't matter because 2 minutes later,
Oh no! That's an eternity.
I'm like, all right, guys, how you doing?
Oh god!
Oh, we're just about ready to go.
Oh
No.
You look behind you in your CP and he's eating a hot dog. Yeah, we're just about ready to go.
And then the same thing happened again, pushing out of embassy at Chinook.
Yeah.
That's when
saw
that's the video where they showed you with Andy and it blowing up his ass.
Yeah, there was a lot of dudes there. And then the same thing, you're one at the helicopter. I was the one that threw the grenade there. And I was like, oh, Brian's fucking mortaring the helicopter. This is going to be wild. And everybody died. Evan's group magically showed up and was like, medic all these dudes right now because you only fired one round. Mediced everybody back up. And they're like, all right, well, I guess they were just sending one round to say, fuck you. And they took all of the props and left.
Yeah, we talked about that.
Irked me.
Yeah.
Oh, that's infuriating. Yeah, if you asked if I was ready and I said yes, that's because I'm looking at the target.
Yep.
Yeah.
People are saying, we need you to put a round here now. We're ready to go. You got it.
Hey, sending.
Where you at, though?
Round over.
And that was the fastest round to go out and land.
Like,
Because I was like basically there and I was like, fucking thank God. All right, send them when you're ready.
But
oh, that sucks.
I actually
Sucks.
had a talk with a bunch of people at my fob at one point.
Yeah, you're wasting a resource, brother.
I was like, guys, I don't know if we're speaking the same language here, because I feel like when we're talking, I'm being told things that doesn't equal what the word means to me.
No me gusta.
I'm like, guys, we've talked about high trust. If you're not ready, tell me you're not ready.
Sure.
Right?
30
because
seconds.
I'd rather have you tell me no than yes and then no go.
Well, especially with the Chinook one, because that could have been a pivotal moment. That was
It was a pivotal moment,
second
dude.
Frago.
It was pivotal.
That was like
pivotal.
Yeah, we're ready to go. We're right up on the target.
Oh,
Like I knew what
I thought you said Weast.
I knew what was on the line there, because not only that, because at that point you didn't have a ton of people backfilled into there.
No.
Like that would have been the break into the lower field that I needed.
you could have cut off the lower field. Yeah, that would have been huge for you.
Yeah.
yeah.
That was the moment.
I know it was.
And it's also a cool boner like command moment. You're like, I just coordinated fucking 3 things and it worked and it fucking did it. And it's also something that you can take later on in your AAR and be like, hey, remember this time where we coordinated fires and everybody did the thing and it fucking worked? Like, let's do that more. Let's do that more.
For me, it was terrifying because I had walked from CQB down the hill and I see all these guys down and like people are working on them and stuff. And I'm like, this is bad. I'm like, first of all, I'm out here alone. That's scary. these guys are all dead. The objective is right there. Like, what are we doing? And then nothing came.
Did you have guys staged at Embassy?
Yeah.
Yeah, all day.
Their fob was there.
They held it down. That was the
fob was
NEPA
there.
guys, right?
Did you see them on Aries or?
But it wasn't just the NEPA
No,
guys.
yeah, they had another group.
There
with
was
them.
there was multiple groups there. Like if you look at the time, you will see that there is a cluster of people there.
It was a hornet's nest. People would show up and then just go.
And we
then go back.
before Evan's group showed up, we were just a squad plus down there.
Right.
Yeah, they like magically appeared from the woods behind the lake.
So there was, but like I said before, there needs to be. I was trying to do some. I pushed people outside. Maybe I should have been. Like I said, a little bit more hands-on in certain situations.
Yeah.
So learning experience for me. Hopefully, it was a learning experience for some of those people. I did identify one guy that I'm like, this person can be a platoon leader for me anytime.
Cool.
So that's huge.
Leadership's hard to find. Yeah. That's good.
Because it was the guy that took his people on the Spirit Quest and came right down through.
Was it the guy that kept saying, "Do I have to Sergeant Major that guy?"
No, that was my buddy John.
Okay.
And he's no, he I love you, John. He got to be the bad guy when I didn't. Because there were points where everybody was just hanging around the CP and we're trying to like work 2 radios and essentially a dry erase board.
Yeah.
And like he's like, can I tell these people to all fuck off? I'm like, yes, sir. And he goes, get the fuck out of here. He's like, if you're going to talk, go 10 feet that way. He's like, we're trying to do shit right now.
Yeah, that's how our fifth squad leader we were talking about before, Anthony's buddy Tyler. We gave him a group of 30 dudes that he didn't know any of them, and we're like, all right, dude, let's see what happens. And I think he probably maintained maybe 15 to 20 of them, and
that's huge.
And I was in the first half of the game, I was really going at him. I was saying some things to him over the radio that I probably should apologize for, but I had higher expectations. He's
you were in,
West Point guy.
You were in character. It's fine.
Yeah.
Believe me, it's not as bad. Like he what he was telling me was, well, I brought it up. I was like, isn't it fun to like do this and not have the looming threat of getting in trouble and getting chewed out over your head? He's like, yeah, I'm actually relaxing right now. So whatever he said to him over the radio, I don't think he took offense to it. Tyler's a really cool dude.
Wait, is this Tyler?
No, this is one of the West Point,
okay.
One of the Fast cadets. So also shout out to Fast. Really good group of cadets over there.
Yeah.
They're doing cool stuff.
Yeah.
Dude, would they want to run a mill someday?
Ooh.
I've been trying to. You see the way their bank account
They're
is
just
set
not
up.
about it.
Well, it's also
They're
like
just not about it.
it's also like plebes can't leave posts like that.
Yeah, they can't because they're just not about it. That's why.
Well, they're not allowed.
No,
like
be a man.
so like the way that
anything's possible. This is the country of freedom.
They're right down the road.
so like Brian's respawn.
The military is a dictatorship.
Yeah. So like the way Brian's
Animal's a term
respawn
for a
uses hot
reason.
dogs to keep you from leaving. The military
Uses the threat of incarceration.
uses the threat of
uses a jail cell. Yeah. Like, it's neat that a congressman wrote a letter to get you in this school, but also put your hands out and put these bracelets on. Like, you can't just fucking do that.
At one point, I walked up to Fuel
Or
Depot.
can
That's where fifth squad was supposed to be. And I'm like looking around. And I asked one of the guys, I'm like, hey, where's Tyler? Where's your squad leader? And they're like, oh, we don't know. And I just like grabbed the guy closest to me, and I was like, hey, fifth squad, this guy's in charge until you find Tyler. I called Tyler on the radio. I was like, hey, just so you know, I just put someone else in charge of your squad so you get down here. And then maybe 5 minutes later, he comes.
Oh, shit.
was it the guy on Fifth Squad with the radio?
I don't know.
Because when the shitty radio I gave to Tyler was not working out, that guy, like he was the RTO. Like I was able to communicate with him, and he was able to get to Tyler too. So I think it was my radios. There was a point I couldn't.
No,
We couldn't talk.
It was this guy who was actually parked right next to me in the parking lot, and he was here with his son, and his son was like kneeling next to him, and he like stood up and he got all the guys, and I'm like,
Is it the big
"That's
Jack,
awesome."
the big Jack guy?
Yeah.
He's like a cop. Yeah, he's a good guy.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I think he's friends with Andy.
yeah, he's a good dude.
Yeah.
yeah, that was a whole reunion. For
Yeah, that was like an
fucking
accidental meeting.
hilarious.
Yeah.
Yeah, that guy. And he led the charge on Fuel Depot.
Oh,
I'll give it to him.
he got real hot and heavy for a half a second until I was like, hold on, wait, you fucked up. And he's like, oh, okay, never mind. We're
Did you
good.
get to watch him and Mar do anything?
Okay.
A little bit. So
Okay.
It was terrifying.
Most impressive
what they
thing
did.
I saw Tyler do with Squad 5, and I have to bring this up. I remember group of stragglers. This is not a group that comes together and does training. Everybody in this squad, nobody knows each other. I don't know if they've ever played Airsoft together, right?
but have they played Airsoft before?
I'm on Mosque. I need reinforcements. All right, send Squad 5 up. Squad 5 comes up. I see Tyler on Aries. So I shout over the wall, Tyler, there's a, and I'm like yelling over the fucking wall, right? He's ignoring me. And they're moving from building, from the L building to the mosque like it's a fucking open danger area. And he got all of them to do it properly, to where they weren't just like moseying about like, all right, we're going to this, but like he got all of them on that. So like that was awesome to see, like on the tactics level, like he got them as a squad doing good tactics. So it was
That's awesome.
So
then I was an asshole shouting over the wall, Tyler.
that's
Blowing your whistle.
That's one of the things I was saying is sometimes you get random people together, and if there's one guy that seems like they know what they're doing, because there's no preconceived like associations there in a pecking order.
Yeah.
The guy that seems like he knows what he's doing, people tend to follow and be like, okay, I'll do what he says. And if he's like, well, we're going to do this and then that, people do it.
That's like probably in the handbook to like door-to-door salesmen. like because we're just wired that way, because we're tribal and because we want to follow somebody. And there's a lot fewer leaders than there are followers. And so when you find a good leader, you fucking hold on to them because they're fucking, because they can fake the funk.
Take it easy, man.
Wait.
Getting angry.
I'm so hyped up. I'm just pissed. I'm pissed I couldn't play, dude. Like, I'm still nursing. My knee feels really good. And
Let's
I'm
go.
like,
Let's blow it out, baby.
yeah, exactly. Right. Like
Blow it out in Blood Diamond.
Blow it out.
I might play Blood Diamond, but
You should be the PAA leader. At
no.
Blood Diamond.
Rifleman number 3, dude.
Oh, you want to be Team CO?
No, I do not. Rifleman number 3.
You go against Nick Berardi.
No, I have too much inside
He already
baseball.
chose his team, actually.
Oh, good for him.
Yeah.
Oh, you could be Nick Berardi's XO.
No, Rifleman number
No,
3.
I'm
I want to be
fucking with
told. I want to be told what to do, and then go. A better idea would be this. No, but,
Backseat commander.
yeah,
How about the team?
Guys, if we flank right, flank left.
yeah, right.
I'm more of a lone wolf kind of guy.
Yeah, well,
Kind of Sigma.
no, but I've been playing around in my yard with my son and everything, and so every once in a while, like, do a little sprint, be like, hey, that didn't fucking hurt so bad. Like, all right. So it's getting there.
Don't jump out of the back of your truck.
No, God, no. I'm very careful with things like that. But
I'm good.
is that it? I think that's it.
I think we're good. We're
I
2
think
hours in.
We've reached the end.
I have one quick thing since Brian and Hunter are here. I figure they can chime in. So if you guys watch the podcast, we like to look at the comments and stuff. Also, like, comment, and subscribe. Tell us what you think about Crossroads. Tell us if you had differing experiences from what we're talking about.
It's dog water.
And get in the Discord because, again, there's a whole channel in the Discord for this.
Yeah.
And if you got any footage of Crossroads and you want to submit it for
yeah.
clip of the month, don't submit it for June because it's closing tonight. However, July submissions open up next week. So feel
Well, this
free
comes
to get
out
your
on Friday.
submissions
So,
in.
yes, just go put it in clip of the month. Can you please, because I know he will win, get Rick's helmet cam from him and his boys and tell them to put it in the Discord because they use the mortar all day. If the mortar doesn't win clip of the month, I'll be shocked.
Yeah. But comment from the last episode that we did was Guardian Center game sounded fine enough on headphones. It was perfect for airsofting vicariously. Then he said potential discussion topic. Should airsofters carry aerosol pocket fire extinguishers like the Blaze Defense Systems Mark IV during national ops or other games that allow pyro? That way small fires could be handled right there on the spot without scrambling for a shovel or melting your shoes. I figure that's a good question that maybe you guys can answer since there was a real world over a fire.
There was.
at Crossroads.
How much is the Mark, whatever the hell,
How much is
What's the name on it?
pocket protector?
It's called
The
Blaze,
Pocket Rocket 9000.
I've always wanted to do
Blaze
a staff
Defense
backpack.
Systems.
Blaze what?
Blaze Defense Systems Mark IV.
Blaze it up, boys. 420. Let's go.
I grabbed the wrong aerosol can.
It says Aquanet. Is that the right one?
It's $20.
Yeah, but
Okay, so that's not
it says hail spray. It says Axe body
Okay,
spray.
so Dylan and I discussed this before, like the week
months
before.
ago.
Yeah, well, we discussed it a couple months ago for Milsim Day, but we also discussed it like a week or two before Crossroads of getting 5 of the same backpacks and basically making a ref kit. So it's like you don't have to worry about shoving the Enola Gaze in your pockets so that you can do the mortar impacts. You have a spot for your water bottle and some snacks. You have a spot for an emergency fire extinguisher and your rain gear because I don't care if it's raining, you're staying on the field because we're reffing. It wouldn't be that much money, and we were already talking about doing it, and something like that was going in there.
Who are you, me? What are you going to have a giant piece of luggage falling?
Damn
And
right.
it's also going to have a radio pocket so you don't lose your fucking radios.
I
Yeah.
have a paraglider so you can jump from the mosque and go down to the lower field and fucking
Well, I tell you this: the big fire extinguisher, those fire extinguishers are deceivingly fucking expensive. So,
Yeah.
so $20. You could
And that barely put out a dumpster fire. I have experience.
There is a fire extinguisher in the mosque and it's still
still
good.
charged, yeah.
still
Even
good.
though everybody shoots it when they go in there. But
Yeah.
so, I mean, fuck, how
Are
many?
you serious?
Yeah.
I've never shot the fire.
Oh yeah,
extinguisher.
it's shot all the fucking hell. But like, yeah, the thing that will protect you, like if the shit's on fire, you're shooting. Yeah, good shit.
Somebody's going to be the really unlucky, like 100,000th shot, and it's going to blow in his face.
Yeah, like so something like that. I'm not sure. I mean, you could do it 2 ways. You could just say, hey, it's a required piece of gear, which means not only the ticket price, but also I got to go spend $20 on this thing. Or you add $20 to the ticket price, which you'll probably get more pushback on, and you just give one to everybody. But honestly,
even that.
It's a fantastic idea.
I like it, actually.
It's a good idea. I don't think every player needs it.
Squad leaders.
Maybe, or just staff.
Yeah, I was
You know
going to
what I mean?
say, or in this case, it becomes one of those items. Like I'm using Zulu games as an example. if every ref had that bag we were talking about where it's got one in there, and then maybe we have a box of them for, hey, I'm not working today, I'm playing today, throw it on my kit. I've got more pouches than I know what to put in it. So like I have space. So if your staff that's playing or your staff that's working, you have it with you on the field.
Sure.
Now, if we're going to throw out there something like GGP or MSW, I would go out on a limb and say that all the cadre probably have something like that in their bags.
It's just, I've been to so many national events, and there have been fires at several of them, and they were put out in 4 seconds by everybody standing around.
Correct.
And it's the same thing here. By the time Michael got down there, it was basically out. Like,
He was out of water.
Yeah,
though.
they were. I mean, they were.
I was killing him. I was
down-
actively killing him all day.
I mean, down there where that fire was, people were just taking their iPro, dropping their pants, and whizzing on the fire.
Yeah,
so.
you have to. But then you burn your pants because they're around your ankles.
If you have players carrying it, are you going to do anything to identify those individuals during gameplay?
Well, so every member of staff, when they play here, they are required to wear a Zulu ref patch. Like it is required. Like you know, it's the double-edged sword. There you go. So that
Does it come in multicam?
I did not get it in multicam. I only had
No,
it.
I think we got
DNC
it.
and-
Woodland and DNC were the two.
Yeah. Again, it's a great idea, but it's one of those things like, okay, now everybody should wear a helmet just in case a limb falls out of a tree. You know what I mean? It's like, it's Sun Tzu. If you protect against everything, you protect against nothing, right? So now 50% of the gear that players will be wearing will be safety gear for shit that's like 2% chance of happening.
Next thing you know, people are going to be wearing iPro during a real world ceasefire.
I know, that's great.
You know, next thing you know, people are going to keep the iPro on while they're pissing.
Yeah. Well, if you can't see your dick, you can't piss, you know? I don't like going down that slope. Like what we do is inherently dangerous, and because it's dangerous, you should have a higher than normal IQ, which means if you see a fire, you should go put it out. And so the more safety, it's like the helmet laws, right? I can't remember what state it was in Maine or whatever the fuck. For all of eternity, helmets weren't required on motorcycles.
Connecticut, right?
I can't remember, but it doesn't matter. So as soon as they made the helmet mandatory, motorcycle accidents went up. Because we're like, oh, I'm wearing a helmet, I can do riskier shit, right? Like if we stop putting safety nets, and I'm not saying a fire is like, that's a big deal. That could become a big deal, but to make it mandatory for everybody to be carrying around some sort of fire suppression system, to me it's not worth it. Like, it's just not worth it, because half the people are going to accidentally set it off in their pocket. Like, and then the actual occurrence of a fire that requires that much shit is so rare. It's so rare.
What if you're doing a Milsom West in California and in game and in the middle of the game somebody does a gender reveal party with Enola Gay smokes?
They should have a water tanker.
It's a wad of colors.
They should have a water tanker.
A wad of colors.
And I'm sure they do. Like
What, MSW?
Yeah, out in California do when they have fires and shit. They have to.
It could be a blue smoke, a pink smoke.
Shut up, Anthony.
A white smoke, a green smoke. So many colors.
There's
It
been
is
some
June.
bad fires at MSW before, so yes, they're definitely well prepared for that.
Yeah, they have that shit.
One of the first times we went to GTI for an MSW game, that like castle building just like southeast of the main building, the entire fence line, there was a fire on that.
Nice.
Yeah, it took like 15 or 20 people to put it out, but yeah, no, they're very well aware that fire is a possibility.
Yeah, it gets done. So
it's a burning ring of fire.
Kind of
Yeah.
placing that
Down,
responsibility
down,
on
down.
the player too.
Yeah.
yeah, and
Like if they have it, like
Yeah, we were dumping camelbacks on it.
it was fine. It was fine.
So what I'm hearing is
Start fires.
stupid. I was gonna be like, we could bring flamethrowers.
No.
You have to put them out. You have to put the fires out. Like, fucking, no, I think the more safety nets you include, the dumber the fucking player base gets. You know,
If the average try-hard player wants to have one on their kit because they think
Sure.
it might be useful at some point in time, sure, have it, not need it versus need it and not have it. I
mean, shit,
understand.
Now I'm definitely not gonna care. I was gonna be like, it might be a good idea to carry one. He's like, no, we're gonna be on try hard.
yeah. Well, I mean, like,
Fine, I'll let your shit burn to the ground. Burn to the
But
ground.
I think it's more responsible for especially a bigger game like Crossroads or Blood Diamond that we just have it for the staff.
that's it. That's our job.
Yeah,
That's our
that's
job.
our
That's
job.
not yours. Like yours is just to show up and have a good time.
That's
Like,
also why we say if there's a real world ceasefire, stop what you're doing and stay where you are.
But
Yeah,
what
'cause-
if there's somebody who's in the fire service?
then if we need you, you're not going to do anything. No. If you're in the fire service and we need the fire service, I'm not calling you. I'm calling the fucking fire service. So
they're right around
sit
the
down
corner.
and smoke a cigarette or whatever the fuck. Like,
Not to mention that we have, 2 staff members that are in the fire department.
That's
but it doesn't
Kind of
matter
joke.
because they don't have a fucking pump truck. You know what I mean? Like they're just dudes like us. You know, what are they going to do? Say, oh, that's going to start a fire? No shit. It's going to start a fire.
Thanks,
Like,
Captain Obvious.
yeah, right. Like we just mowed the grass and there's a spark. Like, yeah, it's gonna. We had a chat about it like
we did.
before.
Yep.
Like we knew it was going to happen. I'm surprised it only happened once. However, I do like the comment. I do like thinking outside the box like that. Good job. Safety third, though.
speed, efficiency, safety in that order.
Yeah, like Mike Rowe always says like the moment we went to safety first, like everybody became P words. You know, it's just like
Platypuses?
yeah, platypuses. That last part of the word. So he didn't coin the term. The first time I heard the term actually was from a Mason, and we were doing some sketchy shit, and he was always like safety third. You know, he had a saw he called the danger saw.
I don't want to be I want to be like the people on Live Week.
Well, you'll get there.
5 weeks been shut down, kiddo.
It's good to have goals, you know. But he had this masonry saw. It was basically a circular saw with a masonry fucking cutting wheel on it, and all the safety features were gone. And he's like, "It's a danger saw. When you press that button, it's gonna cut, whether it's your leg or your arm." Like,
I can appreciate that.
he set it down too early one time, and so the blade caught the concrete, like flew off. He's like, "Danger saw." Like,
God.
Using his safety squints.
Yeah, safety squints.
Yeah, dude. But yeah, I dig it. Were there any more comments on that one?
A lot of just like congrats on 100 episodes. This one says, give me my prize. It was good humor to watch the whole thing. I think they're talking about the Guardian Center game.
Yeah, it's a rough one.
Good to hear players thanking Rich for his service in game. This was after Crossroads.
Oh yeah, of course. Yeah.
Yeah, they went back to tell the story.
Yeah. This one's nice. Big shout out to the Zulu 24 Field podcast and staff for being the reasons I stayed in the Airsoft community. I got out of it for a while and had a lot of bad experiences playing Airsoft in my home state of Connecticut. But you guys run such a badass field that I couldn't help but get back into it. There we go. Here's an L Rich moment. This one's funny. Best moment for me has to be a couple night games ago where Rich literally came up with the challenge and pass and walked into the room at CQB, and I said the challenge twice, and he still shot me after forgetting the code word, shaking my head. I responded to him. I said, L Rich moment. What else have we got? Oh yeah. Somebody kept spotting orbs.
Oh, yeah.
In the timestamps, they said orb spotted, Zulu 24 podcast confirmed haunted. Next episode has to be recorded fully night vision with everyone screaming at things they've seen in the dark. And I said, I will pitch this for the Halloween episode. We do at night with nods, and we just go, oh.
Wait,
did you hear that?
One of those cameras does do night vision.
Speaking of nods, mine are for sale. If anybody's interested,
He's selling them for $7,000. It's a really good deal for what they are.
He's selling them for $12,000.
12 pickles and a raspberry.
$7,000 is a really good deal for what he's selling.
40 acres and a mule.
6. I'm not getting married.
$400. Come see Dave at the registration counter.
6,500. If you have cash, I'll do 6. They're good. They're good fucking tubes.
They're very good.
They're L3 filmless white tubes.
Thin film.
Oh, thin filmed white. Oh, they're that old.
Yeah.
Do you have a spec sheet?
Okay.
No, nobody. Okay. I knew that was going to come up.
No,
and I'm
we
like,
talked about it.
Does it come with box and papers?
I threw that shit out, like, because I'm like, I don't know how to read this, and also, who cares? I can use my eyeballs to look through it, and it's fucking amazing. So
there's a lot of great comments on the last episode. I'm just going to read one more, though, because this one's golden. Richie's been on the podcast more times than he's played Airsoft this year.
True. Facts.
Got him.
Damn. Fucking facts, dude. That fucking guy.
That was you?
Was it? Is you? Get wrecked. Oh, man. Red Drink Rich. Rest in peace. All right. As soon as Jordan's done doing that, I think we can land this ship.
Stand up, take your hat off, drop your pants.
Because I gotta pee. It's hard getting 2 inches out of 3 inches of fabric, you know what I mean?
When I get old, I'll have to take my dentures out before I pee.
And your hearing aids. Yeah. So you can't hear the screams.
I genuinely hope that guy watches the podcast.
I don't think so.
Bro,
I
way.
know he won't be, but if any of his friends watch this and realize who we're talking about, send him this episode.
Oh,
The,
dude.
the podcast is long enough. I think you should just like at a good point in the episode, just put in that Rich and Dick skit with the iPro. It has to that Rich
Oh,
and
I
Dick
really
skit.
thought you were going to say put in the audio from that.
Yeah,
You can dub it. You can fucking dub it. Okay, you can dub the Rich and Dick skit with the audio from that video, and it would work.
I'd be mad too if I was 37 years old and I had to wear Depends and try and get him off an airsoft game to pee.
Jeez Louise.
Jesus Christ, Dylan.
I'm not
Those are the things I wanted to say and didn't say because I'm reformed.
I say it for you.
All right.
That was a great.
Is there anything else, you fucking degenerate group of heathens? All right. With that, hey, big shout out to Dylan and Jordan. You guys put on a great event. I know it was a lot of work. Shout out to our COs and Sexo for directing the orchestra of chaos. And with that, good night. God bless. We're out.
Download the app.
You know what we should try, Brian?
Anal sex. Oh.
I should try. We should try to have me be your Sexo.
Oh God, I don't know that Brian could handle that.
Sexo.
No, I could.
Oof. Anthony, go over there and count the leaves.
This is the problem, right?
could use
Brian's
maybe
gonna
some.
actually give me work to do, and I'm just gonna be too fucking ADHD out. Brian's gonna be like, all right, fuck it.
Like, yeah, but there's a squirrel there.
He's gonna have to get a third in charge to do all the things that I'm too busy and ADD.
A double XO
Yeah.
and a triple XO.
One guy just to follow you around, keep you on track.
I'll be XO by title, but I know Brian's gonna have like.
So 90%. So 90%.